let's play some hellaciously bad boards in position versus people that never fold on. And then we have to decide when we're c-betting and try to transition to that to how our opponents are playing. You make sure.
One quick note while you're setting it up,
Yes.
you know, GTO Wizard, you know, merged with that, with it Ruse. So they're going to have no locking with the AI, no locking crap soon. And it's going to be really great to be studying adjustments with that tool soon.
100%. Oh, you're going to make me do this again.
Yeah,
No,
there's some
yeah,
cool
we were
things that
talking
they're
about
doing and some
Ruse.
partnerships that they're having that we know a little bit that we can't really talk about. But yeah, GTO Wizards got some good stuff coming on the horizon.
Yep. Let me see if this works out the right way. Oh, this is like literally the perfect. Yeah, this is perfect. This is what I want. Capsta. Get in here. We'll do I'm call on you guys in between. See what we would do here in these kind of situations, what our thoughts are. And you can apply this to live. You can ask questions and apply it to online. We'll just do our best. So Cap, what are you thinking here?
I don't think we could do anything but call.
Would you ever fold if you didn't have a spade or a heart? Would you ever
Yes.
fold?
I mean, ace king, probably not. Not to one bet. It's like my
So-
best unpaired hand.
Okay.
I theoretically have some bluffs still, so I'm ahead of bluffs, right?
So do you think you're gaining any EV by taking that thought process of my best unpaired hand versus some Joe from Minnesota with a cowboy hat on and he dunks leads this board? Are you going to call everybody?
For one bet, yep. One small bet.
Small.
Yes.
Half pot you calling everybody, or are you just going to start over folding?
Half pot, this deep probably still call.
Deepen it if you're deep as hell in a tournament. Are you ever going to just give up this EV?
That's start folding.
Okay. Danny, Scott, what's up, friend? How you doing, man?
What's up, Sixers? How you doing?
Good, man. Would you always be calling this with this ace king?
Oh, the guy led on me last night,
Yeah.
and he had
Said-
pocket floors, you know, when he found it.
Said already finding three bets firsthand in the study session.
Yeah. So how about like the overpairs? Like I put myself in some of these spots with like queens, right? And you see this. Are queens just a block catcher at this point? And would you start raising here with pocket queen setups?
A pocket queen, any overpair, I'm going to three bet the 7, the ace king, the flush draw, the like a 7, 8, 7, 9 of heart. I will three bet too. But I know that he hit his range, but his range is so wide that that you need to shallow it a bit for to know where you're at. You can just call blind like this and call the 3 street and
Yeah. But I mean, the problem with that is like, I don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to 3-bet call it off. Are you just going to call it off with the Nah, but you're gonna call it off with 7-9. Ace King is obviously portion of your bluff range. You're calling off with every overpair, every draw, every flush draw.
I'll call with the 6 if I
And
have
the
a
6.
6.
Hold on, before you click. What percentage of three bets do we think we have here?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a very good question.
I'm gonna say we have some, but I think it's very, very few.
I agree.
But you
Versus a
still-
balanced player, you want to keep their bluffs in, and this is just like such a nutted board for the big blind. You're just getting it in bed.
I would have
Raise.
very few raises here. There wouldn't be something I would be happy going broke with. Suited A7, 3 deuce with the combo draw, even though those are good enough to call. I wouldn't mind putting in a bunch of money in position there, but
So would you raise pocket sevens ahead of pocket aces?
sevens with the
Yes.
7 of
So you
spades.
got
Yes.
Yeah,
aces
pocket
Sevens
sevens,
and
like,
protection,
dead.
aces don't really.
I think pocket aces raise ahead of aces, right?
Yeah, we're gonna look at
So,
this for the flop
couple-
strategy. Go ahead,
Couple of
Tom.
thought, one question for the group. First thought is like, we don't raise this as bluff because we just don't have a ton of value raises. And if you don't have a lot of value, you don't have a lot of bluffs, right? That was kind of my thought process on the raise question. My other thing is like, against the player pool, how many people do you think actually find this lead with the correct range versus they have a 6 and they're scared of the turn?
Yeah, we're looking at
8%.
this from, like from the people, if you're against a Euro or something like that,
if you're
you can
against me, you're
be
against
assured he
sixes or
has
something.
king 8
Yeah.
or something like that. But against this unknown dude, his size isn't gonna be 2. It's gonna be fucking half
be big 'cause
pot,
they're scared.
big.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's not this when you play live. Or
Most
versus
regs
people-
miss these leads, I think. So
Well, they-
it's more
yeah.
value than it is here in theory. Can we when you're ready, I'd
I
like to
just
see
wanna look at it now.
what the raises are here. I don't think there's very many at all.
Yeah, there's a fucking sevens, like you said, and kept nailed
Seven,
it.
eights and nines are
Sevens,
good because they can make straights.
raising. Yep, over aces and kings. So this portion in game, and I would really prefer you just to be calling all these over pairs like this, man. We don't I feel like
Protection
we just
calling
put ourselves in
range, they don't
spots.
need a lot of protection. You're the way ahead or way behind.
This makes a lot of sense. We're blocking the flush draw both back front door, but even in
Way-
game, it's I'm sorry.
Way more raising than I thought, by the way.
Yeah, it is
30%.
awkward.
That's because it's using pairs that I wouldn't probably use, which is like the tens, jacks, queens, aces, kings. So now
Ace
it's
eight.
finding, it's pulling all random stuff from combos that match that I would never be raising
Mm.
either.
Yeah, this kind of stuff I would be happy to go broke with. Like, okay, ace
Open-ended
seven,
straight
the
and
open-ended
flush draws.
straight, yeah, with an over, fuck it, let's go. All this kind of stuff. But sevens makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Eights, sure, nines, but yeah, this kind of stuff. Hands can't improve. You can just be dead versus their 2 pair and whatnot. So it makes sense. We go back to the hand. Well, the solver slow rolling you.
He's got a lead. Yeah, of course it is. What's up,
So
Tim?
me,
Yep.
I'm out.
I think it's just simple. I don't even think we should be trying to get into the minutia of we have the ace of spades blocker. Fuck it. How much EV are you gonna make here in real life by making this call versus anybody who double barrels? Any?
Yeah, it's probably
I just
bad to
think-
have the ace of spades actually too. right?
Yeah. 100% fold. Yeah, we'll run
So
through a
like
couple of these.
ace, king, like ace of clubs, maybe wants to call, is probably maybe indifferent. I doubt it. It's probably still a fold, but like the ace of spades has to be the absolute worst.
And then I would just say in a lot of situations, when players are unbalanced in a situation like this on the flop, it may just be in our best interest to just call a lot of hands that we don't want to put in all the money with. This open ends, which is the flush draws with the straight draw and an over. Cool. All your sets. Cool. All the sevens, eights, and nines. Cool. Everything else, like it had ace-6 and stuff like that in there.
You hit an ace or a king on the river and they go pot or over pot, and you're like, oh my God. What do like I called down, I hit my card. Now
You
what
just
do I do?
fold. You just
Like,
dead.
what's the point?
Yep. All right, Cap, give me another. Well, it keeps giving me this board. I wonder if I made a mistake. Let me check something real quick. Sorry. No, it just gave me that you get the same board twice. Interesting.
So yeah,
Cool.
I'm gonna bet. They're supposed to lead a lot here, but that doesn't mean they still don't have good hands. So there's completed equity, maybe 20% or 33% pot.
You don't think this is a board we're betting infrequently, so we go bigger when we do bet?
Well, I think it's a unicorn, like a
One of the
unicorn.
ones, yeah, because it's so
Where-
good for his range.
Yeah, I mean, typically, yeah, like if it was 6-5-2, maybe we would size up and bet less. I'm not sure,
Right.
but I still think that just since there's completed equity, I don't think we get to size up. So I would go small.
Yeah, and I think as an autopilot, if you have hands this strong, open-ended, you don't mind calling a check raise with. And this is naturally very good for his range. If you just wanted to use small, I would just naturally be 33 here. But you know, I would imagine we do have some bigger betting here.
Another point, I think when we face a check raise on the dynamic boards where equity can shift dramatically on the turn, they're gonna choose a larger check raise size. So the bigger we get, the bigger the raise we're probably gonna face and the uglier it gets.
But it also, when we go bigger, it condenses his check raising range as well.
Right.
So yeah, it's interesting. I kind of want to look at this board and see tons of checks with this.
I
More
still
checks.
like the bigger size.
Yeah, it still likes the bigger size as well. I think this would be a board you don't get to bet very frequently. So we would be going fairly big as well. But you kind of convinced me. Yeah. So we're not betting frequently. What happens when you don't bet frequently on a lot of boards? You go big.
Yeah.
Yep. You look at it, it's pretty shit and bad. Don't autopilot 33.
But even still, this is
And
even with going bigger, it's still sizing down the bigger bet
Yeah,
rather
it's
than going
55.
83 or 125.
And I do think from an EV perspective, like if you find yourself in this region and you decide to not use it's not gonna be that bad.
EV's the same.
It's about the same.
Oh,
It's
and one other
just
thing,
about them. Go
one
ahead.
other thing I can add, I watched Jonathan Jaffe's When Not to Play GTO. And so if we're thinking about versus like a real person and not the solver, it's, he suggests if they don't check raise anywhere near appropriately, you could just use a small bet where we would typically have large sizes. Because they're more likely to make them, he said, because their bigger mistake is likely facing a small bet because they're playing it poorly, not check raising enough, etc., using the wrong size, choosing the wrong combos. They'll make more mistakes facing a small bet than they have an easier decision when we make a bigger bet. It makes their life easier.
So they
that's like an
condense the
exploit.
range.
Yeah, it's like an exploit he talks about against like a more passive type player.
And I
Is
think
that a
that's
new class that
very
just came
true.
out there? Yep.
What's that?
Is that a new class of his that just came out?
Yeah, a couple days ago, the 28th, I think. He's got it's a 2-part series. I really dug into that a lot, so it's pretty good. There's
Yep.
I had another friend that looked into it deeper, and the EV loss in the one hand that I put out there where we had a large portion of our range actually bet big on this board. The EV loss was 0.3 big blinds between betting small, choosing a small size or a large size. It was 0.3 EV loss. If you just went pure small with your range, and you got to bet more combos that way as well.
Right. And then I think that's going to be very true, especially when we get deeper in tournaments. I found out that to be true and good. I don't think I've intuitively used it, but we're naturally just always only using a quarter pot, 30% sizing when I get deep in tournaments, because I think the addition of fold equity and the people overfolding is just, I really don't even mix 55 or 62 too much. So that's very good.
Thanks for that, Cap. I'm gonna watch those
Yeah,
videos
that's
later.
very good. Yep. So we saw that flop. Let's play out this hand. I'm sorry, got distracted. You did decide to bet small, correct?
Yeah, you clicked the 33. Yeah,
Yeah.
I might have actually gone 20.
No,
now.
you bet the 33. I didn't click the 33. You bet it. All right, what are we doing?
So the king's like really good for our range, I think. Now I want to probably bet big.
Turn his hand into a blue with
He did-
size big.
He didn't check raise. So I mean, maybe we can go 83 here.
83. Set abs with size.
Go with 8.15. It's 83%.
83%. Toe, you going 83% as well? Or are you always
Think
gonna
so.
double follow through? It sets up.
Yeah, I
enough
think the king's a
jam.
good card. Like I said, we have a lot of equity, a lot of ways to win. He didn't check raise flop, so I'm down with 83.
Cool. Everybody's
It
going
wasn't-
83. Go ahead.
If it wasn't so connected with the 4, 5, 6, we might even have overbets here. I don't think.
Yeah,
we're gonna
usually you don't have
overbet
overbets
this.
when there's a straight on the board.
Well, let's think about the SPR as well, which you need to bet to set up the appropriate make a pot size river jam. So this will do that. 55 is
55
also
good
gonna be
too.
good. Jam down.
55 is
Yeah.
going to be a a function of the stack size, right? We can just get it in we can
One
bet better to
twenty-five.
get it in.
Yep.
This is rough, but I'm just jamming.
He's gone. 1, 2, 3 blocks him having the straight, puts a lot of pressure on his 6x, 5x pair combo draws that didn't check raise. He's going for it. Some dude you going? Let me read chat.
Everyone's
GG for
GG.
beats. GG jamming. My dudes. All right, GG. GG is good.
Actually mixes some of that.
And I do think this is just going to be a natural spot to have a bluff for me in all situations on this run out versus call.
I would jam, but if you think I would jam too, but if you think about it, it's interesting because the nuts.
Love
It's interesting because 60% should work just as well, right? You should
True.
fold all the single pair hands.
Yeah.
Do you ever really bet 15 and leave 7 in your stack though?
No.
No, like I said, I'm jamming. The thought was nice.
The solver loves doing that 60% bet on the river. It mixes bluffs with nuts.
Number 3, Cap. This is fun.
Yeah, so I guess we'll go 55. This is just a little less connected. We got a 5, got an ace, seems pretty good. We're
Are
gonna
you
bet
going?
frequently, so yeah, size up 55 or 83.
You're in the money of a tournament. Do you still use 55 in the money range? This is just a question that can't be answered without a solver, but I'm just.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. Jeremy there, Pucks, said that mixing check, my first thought was check too. I always ask myself this, and I could be wrong, but I always ask myself the question, like, we don't have any 4x or 3x in the range at all. And we have very little 7x in the range. So,
So
when we
how
see
about
that
this
here, what are
question?
we repping?
How about this question? Are you getting better ace highs to fold? What do they do with,
Certain.
I guess ace
I
jack?
think few, right? Because
never
the best
fold.
ace X, they're gonna 3-bet you pre, right? When you open the cutoff. So like ace 8, ace 9, maybe something like that.
So you're saying from an
But-
exploitative sense, Cap, or you're going to be
No.
able to get ace 8 because those hands should never ever fold.
So I think-
should never fold.
What I'm saying is, I think our aces bet on this board with the connectivities, like you're bottom up. You're not like your best aces certainly aren't getting any better to fold. This one, maybe you get some better to fold. Clean up some equity, I think, but it feels like you could bet hands that wrap around that are connected
Okay.
to the board with your aces to me.
All right.
Like,
So he
Bet
wants
55.
to bet 55. Toes checking. So these connected boards are kind of tough. I think there's a lot of checking there too. Beat says set abs is fucking 83, of course.
Of course.
My dude. What are you doing here, Ashes? I just want to get a sense of how you guys are playing these connected boards and taking a sense what you would do in online, live. How do you
Ashes is
feel?
betting.
You know? Hell yeah, Molten Ashes is betting. I've seen him play. Bet. All right, so Kev's going 55. Toes checking. 55 for Ashes 2 as well. Mostly checking.
I mean, I'm checking like ace 9 plus here probably is like where like the aces I'm checking.
Listen to Chef Toe. Why were you checking here again, Toe?
Because we have no 3x or 4x in our range. We have very little 7x. The big blind
Yeah.
has
Oh, God.
5, 6, like the fucking world. Ace, all the ace X that you said too, that's not folding.
Yeah.
And the best ace X would have 3-bet is pre.
He has 5, 6. He has all, like 7.
We also hate it when we get check raised with a decent amount of equity with the open.
What
I guess
happens
the
if you
double
change
gutter.
that 7 to like an 8 or a 9? I think you probably see that more there because now you have 8s and 9s in your range. Right.
We have no 2-pair combos, Beat said. Yeah, I want to look at this because, like, I think we can be. Yeah, I think live poker, I'm just checking this board for sure. We don't have any of this, and people are sticky as shit. Never fold. People never fold, man. So yeah, overpair betting. A lot of your ace
Look how
X
much
checking, guys.
aces and kings are checking. Interesting.
I'm surprised the best aces are betting so much. Like I totally had this flip flopped. I thought the stuff that wrapped around the
Mhm.
board would bet way more than the best aces.
Yep. Yeah, look at this. I mean, we're doing a ton of checking with these ace X brothers. They're checking in this portion of our range. King, queen.
King
See,
two, all check.
look at this. Even with the backdoor flush draw, when you want to sit here and autopilot c-bet with 2 overs and the backdoor flush draw, nopers. I mean, this is good to see, man. I got a c-bet problem as well. Like, I'm addicted to c-betting because I think people just fold and I can wreck them on future streets. But look at this, it's pure check. Blunder to bet. All right, hold on. My son is losing his mind playing this game. All right, cool, I'm back. So you wanted to
Seven
change
to
this.
like a 8 or a 9 real quick.
All right,
Just
so
curious
right
if we get a
now
lot
it's a
more bets.
50-50 board and it's going big and infrequent, right? So we'll change this to the 8 of spades. 52 to what? Still not,
see?
yeah.
Put a 9 out there because we're in the cutoff. We have a ton of 9x in our range, right?
Yeah, now to all the offsuit 9x. It's gonna shoot up. Boom.
There it is.
So think about the bottom of your opening range. And then when that card, when the bottom of your opening range, that card comes in, you're just gonna go ape shit. Offsuit 9x, boom, boom, go crazy. We didn't have offsuit 8 or 7x, so it's really hard to rep, right? All right, let's finish this hand. So we bet. Is it time to get wrecked? The solver is sticky, so you know they're never giving up. Now what?
Got myself in a pickle. I mean, he should
Now what?
check raise a decent amount of his sevens. I think we can bet small.
You're turning ace high into a bluff.
Meh.
What size small? No, let's
33.
He wants to go 33. Check. I'm only checking here. But let's see if it does. Everyone a mix here. Nope. It does mix though, and it goes 55. That's honestly crazy to see. I would never ever bet this turn without having the offsuit top pair in my range.
But continue your betting that you made on the flop. It's
Well, now you actually do get better ace highs to fold, I think, because we're gonna have over pairs that want to barrel here. And now I think we actually do start getting better aces to fold at that point.
Oh baby, he called again. Go ahead.
And
Line
see,
it up.
are we
It's
supposed to
forced
bluff
long.
here again? Like, did I screw up by bluff and turn and now I'm like, gotta bluff again? Or just, I think I'm just gonna show it down, honestly.
Oh, he didn't line it up. He didn't punt. Said Abs is punting.
I took my shot, flop and turn, I'm done, ace high.
It's scary as fuck, but he's still.
And the kicker,
Especially-
and now, like, we can't be out kicked, right? So wait, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yeah, we can still be out kicked, right?
But think about when you get here in real life, are you going to honestly bluff this off in a live tournament, man?
No, I mean, I did. I
Well, you
took
went
myself
twice.
into a check, honestly, so.
Yeah, you went big on the turn. You
Yeah,
you
took
sized up.
myself.
Actually, you sized up flop and turn. You went 55-55 on 7-4-3-7, and they called twice.
And honestly, we don't have many king X to go that way, so this probably wouldn't even add up as a good bluff, so, yeah, just check.
Yeah, it's a great point. Like, what are we repping? We don't have any 7s. We didn't have 5, 6.
we
We don't have
wanna
any
go
4s. We
for
don't have any
3.
3s. We bet twice and he's still here.
We're repping
Like,
aces.
this
and
guy's
kings.
got a
No, at
hand
this
that's
point,
not
it's-
folding. The
Yeah,
king is
we're
real.
repping like pocket 8s, pocket 9s,
It
whatever.
what?
Oh
No,
my
I think
God.
it does. No, don't start feeling bad about
I do
this
think this is
because
an adjustment we should make.
this is an adjustment. Fuck this. I'll be honest with you. Don't start, oh my God, feeling bad. Because in real
Yeah.
life, people are just, you've sized up twice and you block. No. You block him having 4 or 5 and stuff like that. That we want to call. You're just going to get snapped off and be dead too often.
I agree.
Don't punt this. Especially don't do it. I don't care what this says. Don't do it. If you made your mistake twice on a turn, and don't compound it here.
I
Whatever
agree with that too,
pair-
Luscious.
Yeah. Like I think your double barrel in a turn, honestly, people would just fold queen 4, king 4, all these 4x that they shouldn't at some frequency, especially deeper. And just too often you're gonna run into somebody 7-8. You know, Jack 7, Queen 7, or something like that. They don't check raise top pair at any frequency because they're scared of you having overpair. And now they would just check call you down. So I don't know, man. I don't think we should be bluffing in certain situations at full frequency.
Going back to the flop sixes,
Yes, sir.
in spots where
Here we go.
we have this kind of SPR and we don't have any backdoor equity, it's really good to start checking.
We do have somebody, we do have a gut shot.
Yeah, but we don't have any
Yeah.
backdoor. There's no backdoor flush draws.
Oh, nothing like that.
Yeah, we need to realize. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
way
with
to
our
improve.
backdoor flush draws and stuff like that, it really still just likes to check. I mean, king, jack, spades, diamonds, hearts, all checking, all this shit checking. I mean, it doesn't mind betting king 6 with the backdoor flush draw and an over and a gut shot, right? Like, but even this stuff kind of likes checking. This stuff bluffing, meh. Honestly, meh. It's the bottom of your range, but and it matches these overpairs that you would be betting, but a lot of checking on these boards.
I mean, if we check the flop, we probably also check the turn.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. That's a very
90%
good
of the
question.
time, so
That's a very good question. So if we check flop, what was the turn? It was a 7 of clubs.
I would still say we size up because if they check twice, their range is dead.
Well, ace high has enough showdown and you get to realize, but do you use this? You don't necessarily size up. You do have some 55s and your ace 5 is mixing.
Thing too, like, you don't
Generally
have a lot
gonna
of
be
them,
the
but
best hand. So you don't mind betting this. That's good.
betting your 4x for value.
Yep, betting these for value / protection as well. Equity denial, likely the best hand. Gut
What?
shots.
We're
all
not
these-
betting at a higher frequency though. It's still like around 50% bet. I thought we would bet more after they check twice
There we go.
if we didn't bet flop.
Yeah. This. And this is 30 big blind, so that's good. Did anyone else want to see anything else with this board? And one thing I'm seeing already is like we're over c betting. We're over c betting. We need to, I know you get a lot of folds in your c bets on a lot of boards, but let's take our time on some of these boards and give them less. If they have dog shit, they're not going to probe at a high enough frequency on the turn. They're not going to probe the correct size as much as they should with enough air on the turn. So we just get to then make better decisions and delay c bet or whatever. So let's not overdo it on these flops with pure check hands.
I don't think I'm over c betting. I just don't think I'm properly, I don't think I'm betting the right combos properly. I mean, I got plenty of checks and I'm over check. I'm checking a lot of hands that were betting more and betting hands more that are checking more than betting. Like I'm just not hitting my frequencies anywhere close.
Well, one thing that can really help us as a heuristic from the position that we're opening is like Toes said. Toes very good at identifying, do we have that top pair in our range? Does this board hit our range better than theirs? We go back to like really basic fundamental shit, you know, for that kind of stuff. And sometimes I'm overthinking it as well, or trying to run people over and c-betting everything or whatever, but if it hits them more, just give up. What were we doing here? We checked, that's right. We checked, but it was a jam, but who cares? We would have got snapped. Another bad board. Last one, Cap, and then we'll call on somebody else.
I mean, it's probably mostly a check, so check.
Ooh, what are you doing here with pocket aces and kings?
Gonna mix them, gonna bet them some, check them some.
Okay. And you're betting, what are you doing with 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s?
Betting 7s, 8s, 9s, pure, gonna mix 10s plus.
Right now, you don't have to worry about what you're doing against the solver. And we're not trying to do it, like, do you think it's good in game to just bet sevens and stuff like that, and maybe mixing eights, nines, and tens? We can have these kind of discussions because I think they're important.
Yeah, I mean, I think sevens and eights are pure, like, because they have redraws. And then nines, I think still want some protection, nines and tens, and then the higher up you get, you need less protection. I don't mind feeling, I'm not that scared of the turn.
Right. And then you have to ask yourself, how many streets of value can we get? And it doesn't need a lot of protection
Yeah,
against
true.
live opponent. I'm likely betting all over pairs pure, Molten says. Okay.
So. And it's a good board for the big blind, honestly. So you should be getting check raised a decent amount, you know.
Molten, what size would you go with those over pairs? 55%. It's going to size up with all of his overpair, and Kep is going to be a little bit more diplomatic and check some of the better ones.
And we're 40 effective here now, so it might even lean towards the 83% more when we bet than the 55. So we're 10 big blinds deeper than the earlier hand.
Right. Toe?
I'm sorry, I was answering a support question.
Oh,
what was
no,
this-
if
what
you're
was
still
the
on the phone. No, I was just asking what your overpair strategy on a board like this is. Are you betting every single overpair for big?
Don't think things like aces and kings and queens bet as big, but sevens, eights, and nines bet the shit out of it, is my thought. But I think aces and kings and queens, again, are those hands that don't need a ton of protection.
Right.
So they don't bet as big. They either bet smaller, maybe
Okay.
mix check. But sevens, eights, and nines, I think bet big for sure.
And your big is 55 or 83.
I
Or
believe
bigger.
They fucking hammer. I want to go
What's that
bigger than
mean?
55. Somewhere between 83 and 125.
Jesus.
They're
Just
big.
savage.
I'm pretty sure they're big on this board.
All right, let's see. Caps is at 55. Toe wants to overbet the shit.
I could be
Well,
I
I'm
could
not
be
betting
wrong.
this combo.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm,
And I
I'm just
like-
thinking about this stuff.
I like
Yeah.
83 a little bit more for the range because we're a bit deeper.
Well, this one does like to bet.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's a lot of check.
It's a 50-50. It's betting 55% more than it's checking. And this is kind of spot out. I wonder if I'm losing too much EV, but I think in a grand scheme, no. Because I would check this a ton as well. It does have the characteristics, like their EV is the same, right?
Yeah.
And you think about your opponent's ranges and how we're going to react in future streets. I don't know this bluffing node as well, but I know how to play it in position as a check.
Are we
let's
bunking
go ahead, Brian.
sevens? Are we busting the tag team with sevens? Oh, you're not going to check it.
Yeah, I know. I was about to. I will. I'm gonna go back and check. You just out of there.
Well, now I'm annoyed because I see the high card and I was planning on blasting the turn pretty good. I don't know, like what this small bet means. Saying,
Recording in
kind of telling me he's got like a marginal hand. It's not that great. So I'm tempted to like click it back on him.
Oh,
Oh my God, I guess.
What's wrong with you?
I can't call.
going down
I'm
the
either gonna
tech
click
hole.
it or fold, honestly. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get out of line and click it sometimes or fold.
Blankets versus. I don't know. I mean, I feel like just playing fundamentally sound straightforward, good poker hand, then doing something where we actually have equity is going to save us the most brain power and be easy. The fuck this guy strategy when he's uncapped right now and we haven't condensed his range at all versus this, fuck it. What's the point? Sure, you want to get nasty?
so many easier spots than
Zero EV. Yeah, it's
It's-
like I'm not gonna spend my brain power energy on zero EV nasty ass bluffs for point
Yeah.
2. Let's be very strong and solid on the fundamentals and spots that we hammer people. I'm not gonna spend time on these little bluffs.
Man, it's only because of his bet size. It's just like felt like such garbage to me. I get like I can level.
I get it.
interesting.
Yeah.
I had a poll going in the Team Toe guys. This is a long time ago, but there was a spot where somebody blockered, and we asked the whole team like, how many people are raising this blocker with nothing just because fuck this blocker bet. And it was like 75% of the team was like, fuck this fucking blocker bet.
Yeah,
You're better off not having those emotions and just keeping it easy.
Yeah, we stack all the EV in the easier spots instead of just these complex lines where we're just getting outside of ourselves because they did something.
So
They actually worked us if we bluff there. We got work.
I would be curious to see what their bet sizes are and frequencies for those bet sizes on that turn. Like how often do they have that bet size? Because in my mind, like it's not a thing that often, and that's why I thought we could get a little.
They split their range. No, they split their range between some 5x, some 4x, some lower draws. And then flush draws and good shit go big, right? And then the 6x and need protection. We'll look at it though. I don't want to get too lost. And I gotta call somebody else. Ooh, who is the next victim?
It's interesting. I just had a thought. I wonder with the
okay.
same hand, pocket sevens on the turn there. When
What?
it comes queen, like what
Oh,
side do
no.
they bet? Do they check to get to showdown, or they
Probably
bet
go
some
small.
size? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
they
kind
get
of
to
the
set
first
their
hand
own
that popped into
price,
my mind.
decrease the variance. They don't have to go like I think it's be really good to just go small there if you have sevens. Some pretty honest responses. Who has a mic and wants to go beats? Let's get it, champ.
All right.
See bet.
60 here. I mean, I've got no 2-pair combos. Yeah, I'm probably just checking this.
Yeah, I mean, I would check this board. Metric shit ton of my range. Versus, especially in live poker, it's just like, yeah, people are either gonna fuck with you because they know this board's good for their range, and you're not gonna be gaining too much by trying to bet this. Would you bet all your overpair like aces? I just want to ask specifically aces, kings, and queens on this board. No spades.
Aces, kings, queens, no spade.
And if you are betting, then what
Probably
size?
if I bet like 55%, but probably only betting them about 30% of the time.
Okay, so you are
So
going to check those.
still mainly checking those.
And I asked that question because when you go play live poker, when you play like, and you finally get aces or something like that, you get this board versus the big blind call, and you feel like shit. And then you fucking have to decide, am I supposed to be betting this? And if I do, am I going big? Am I supposed to call it off? And all these questions. So this feels like a pretty natural check. I would check it almost every time. And then $1 million question. What do you do when you get a really bad board with your overpair? Bang, bang, bang. Check, check, check.
Yeah, and I was gonna say queens are betting more than kings and aces for protection.
Check. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, I had a couple spots where these kind of boards when you get the overpair and it feels horrendous. And then if you make the betting size error and get check raised, it feels even worse. But your 7s, 8s, 9s, betting a lot, 10s mixing. Do aces and kings just check because they can't get 3 streets? Yeah, that's one of the reasons. They have a lot of strong value hands. 2-pair, they have all the 2-pair combos, right? 6-4, 4-5, 4-5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe even 2 guys aren't folding the dirty diaper in live poker.
They've got all the straights, 7,
All
3,
the 2, 3, 7,
3.
So you're either way ahead or way behind.
Yeah.
Your hand doesn't need any protection. It's not going to get
So
any
you
worse.
don't want to go 50. Yeah, you don't want to go 55% with aces and then they like they raise you. It's just you're in hell.
Actually in hell. You have to just fold if it happens. I don't know. I mean, this will tell you not to fold, but I will tell you. I will tell you you're in hell.
Or call flop and auto fold 100% of turns.
If you bet this if you bet this board somehow in the backseat multi-way, you get check raise, just fold, man.
Yeah, you got ace of clubs, ace of diamonds on this. You bet 55% and then they check raise you.
Yeah. Ooh. Fun. I know what I'm doing. I know what I would do every time.
This went check, check, flop, and now check turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know.
Yeah. So I'm I'm torn between 83 and 125. But I
Okay.
think 83.
83, he says. Pucks.
I like 83.
Pucks is in there with the 83 as well. I don't know if we get to overbet when there's completed equity, even though he kind of capped his range in a way. Do we gain more exploitatively by going overbet in a spot like this? Because he still may just check call a pair in a flush, a pair in a straight draw or something like that. I mostly just go 83, but I wonder if we can ever do this in an exploitative sense. And now that I see it's an option, I would do it every time.
Yeah, it's our biggest bet option. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like I think the general opponent here is going to be less balanced with checking very strong hands back on the turn again.
That's surprising.
Maybe
Still
a decent
lot of
reg.
check.
Oh, well, yeah, I see a lot of check, but I'm not. I mean,
I
surprising.
think the moral of the story is on boards like that, when they check twice, it's just like, when you high cards start peeling off, we get to go batshit crazy probably.
yep.
Regardless of the
Well,
texture, they check twice, they're like capped, right? So
Yeah, and any queen they have, we beat. So
pretty much, unless it's queen 4, queen 5, queen 6, but even
Well,
though they're gonna lead those
yeah.
probably a lot, so.
And you have to ask yourself, are your opponents in the global 33, 5K, 4K gonna be checking this twice and getting nasty on you?
No,
With the
If they have
not
something-
balanced, not often.
I'd like 10 to 20% of them will.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know who those
You're
guys are,
printing.
right? Like, if you're against,
if you don't,
I don't know, Child of Jesus or Mia Wallace or one of those guys that are over aggressive, right? You just accommodate that.
and then yeah.
awesome.
Saucing guys who are over aggressive.
All right, now what?
So we called the 83.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just 83 again.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
pissed.
know.
I'm wondering if there's checks in there though.
I'm thinking about going Bacardi and just going big.
Yeah.
Then it's talk.
Yeah, I think it's time, right? And my flush draws miss, straight draws miss, everything miss. Unblocking. Well, I don't know. I would go 151 at some frequency. I feel like this gets called way more by 6x. We don't over condense his range to Queen X calling. He could have backed into a 10. I would love to be greedy and go over bet here, but
I'm actually
Going
leaning
59.
60 only because we're targeting such a shitty range.
and
Like,
I think
he's
that's
capped
probably
to the point
better.
of single pair of hands, right? And the 10's
Mhm.
another overcard. Makes me want to size down. If that 10 was somehow better for the board, but not in such a way that it gave it everything got there. I
Right.
don't know what the
I
hand is.
just don't, I think we
A
don't get
9
to
maybe?
overbet. I think we don't ever get to overbet only because they have
This
more
is
nutted
it.
hands than
They're
us
stuff
probably.
Yep.
straights. Yeah.
Yeah, I just was getting greedy. One of these two are probably more applicable.
Yeah.
Beats, you were going 83, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get to do that. I mean, one of these two makes more. It's always that completed equity theory.
Mhm.
Like kept talking. I mean, there's a fucking straight out there that we don't have that he has
Yeah.
more of. So we don't get to go ape shit crazy and overbet
If
ever. We'll see that a lot.
If we did small on the flop and then like 83% on the turn, that's gonna be more the 55 to 60% on the river.
Right. And you guys wanted to see on the turn.
Tim posted a hand in the chat when you have a second.
Yeah, I got you, Tim, for sure, buddy.
I still think,
Whoa. If you did check your kings on this board, and they check back on the turn, now is the time to overbet. Now is the time to turn the
Yeah,
bottom
it's
of
a
your range into a
protection.
bluff. 10-8. They check twice and cap their range, bomb it.
Yeah.
Pot it.
The no showdown stuff.
Yep. The stuff with gut shots are your gut. I mean, these ace highs. Oh, that's ace 8 of spades. I was about to say these other ones makes a lot. I would check almost every time.
Spades.
Ace 8 of diamonds. Yeah, I'm just never. Ace 9, never betting it. All right. Our ace queens can hammer it. Nice.
Pretty intuitive.
Yep. We went this. Columns. Hey.
Got him. Busto.
Tim has a hand, and I don't think Tim has shared much here, so let's be
Yeah.
friendly or like check this out. What is this from? You got any context? You feel free to unmute or type in chat if you have any context, buddy.
Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Okay. So this one just happened a little bit ago. This guy, so it was the very beginning of a bounty tournament, and there's these two guys on my table that are just like ridiculous. One of them was a 77 VPIP. The other one was a like 63. But anyway, if I remember right, unless this doesn't even look like it's showing correctly, but maybe I'm just in a different spot than I thought I was.
Yeah, you're up
Hang
here.
on, I got to look at the original. It doesn't look like it did a very clean job of converting it.
Here.
Let me find
that
it really
right?
quick. Yeah, I'm trying to find because I had to convert it to this. I can't.
Oh, the
remember.
player names are all numbers and crazy looking.
Yeah, it's a GG board, and where the fuck? Hang on, I'm trying to find the original hand. I know I have it.
That's cool, man.
Let me find it really quick because I had to, like I said, I had to convert it. So I think it's in my hand history folder. But basically, it's the beginning of this tournament, and they had basically been shoving, I don't know, every hand. I mean, that's what it felt like. I don't know if they actually were or not, but they were. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going back. Oh yeah. So this should be my queen's hand, I think.
Okay.
Oh, you had queens, not aces?
Maybe it is ace. Okay, different hand. Both of them happened today, which was special. Yeah, so I have here. I can send you the photo too if it's easier to review it that way.
Oh, it
Maybe
is not easier to review a GG hand history by Futo. It's actually the complete opposite of easy.
Okay.
Shit is actually hard as
You
shit.
can never tell what
Should I
stacks
do?
on.
You
I can re-download it, I guess.
You can put,
Take
you
your
got
time, man.
P2
Get
you
it.
got
Let's look at this
P2
hand.
I do not. I have Drive HUD and it hasn't been uploading correctly.
Oh.
I don't know
You
why.
can take your time and get
but-
it figured out in the background, and then we'll bring it up whenever you
Yeah.
get the hyperlink or whatever. But
Yep.
you sent me a hand, and I've clicked next, so now I have to look at this because it's here. First
Yep.
off, I see that we are all 200 plus big blinds deep. I would probably just only 3x, but 250 can't be an EV loss of much.
I mean,
Or
I'm
matter
even
much.
4xing 200 bigs deep.
I see you.
3xing 150.
Yeah, and I don't think the difference between any of that matters much, but certainly not min raising. 10, 5, 3, and we have the ace of diamonds. This deep effectively, if you wanted to size up, I think it's just fine. Probably autopilot small, but if you wanted to size up here versus people like this who are too sticky, I think it's reasonable.
What do you mean by size
Personally.
up? What size? What
I
percentage?
mean, anything over 60 and under pot. Like whatever your big size is, if you wanted to go 66%, if it's 75%, it's 55%. I don't think it's makes that much difference when we're this deep. I would just try to get in a lot of money at some frequency, but I don't think going small is bad.
Never check.
Never, ever checking to slow play. Actually, 0% check. I think on this board, I'd probably be betting 80% of my range. Maybe 100%
What
of the hands
hand?
I've
Yeah, I'm gonna
opened.
say what hand?
I can't. I was just after I just thought about that, said 80%. Like, what the fuck
I'm-
would I
I'm
check?
Betting 100% on this.
I would
board,
bet my entire range on this board.
The other thing too is like not only do we have a hand, we can get called by all the worst things, but like we're 200 blinds deep. How are we going to get chippies if we don't put them in?
Yeah,
Gotta
how
put
did
'em
we
in.
get his entire stack this deep?
So, and did I'm assuming I checked based on the conversation.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
check.
I think my thought process generally was just range because
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like if it was like a jack high, queen high, I would have bet. But with the 10, I was like, well, that connects better with his range than mine. So the thought process was let him try to bet into it, and then I just keep going.
Well, the other
I
thing
think
is if
from,
this range, if this hits his
all right.
range better than yours, you should bet because he's going to call you a lot.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, especially with this specific hand. So when you're thinking about your range on a board this dry,
Mhm.
that's not even necessarily true. You're opening probably like 15% of hands or 20% of the hands under the gun +1, and he calls with an extremely wide range versus your small sizing this deep. So he misses his board an extraordinary amount of times. We always have overpair. We have not all the offsuit 10x, but we have suited 10x. Like our range is very strong here.
Yeah,
And
and
he
actually works
misses
both
this
ways,
shit a
right? With this
ton.
hand, we're betting because we want to get the chips in. We have the nuts.
Yeah.
But with a hand like Queen Jack, we want to bet
Bet.
because they have a bunch of trash, and
we have
just
two
want them to
overs.
fold and take it down now, right?
Yeah, so yeah,
It
even
works
if
both
you have
ways with your
a
range.
trashy ones, Toe makes a great point. Even with the trash, it works both ways.
Yeah, this sucks too because now we can never raise. We can only
You can only
call
call.
down. You have to call. There's
You
no-
called and the hand's gone. It just dead. I'm assuming he had a 5.
He did.
It didn't
so-
show.
I struggled because I was like, I didn't put, I mean, and maybe my thought process is broken, but I'm like, what five, other than like maybe pocket fives, but he would have been going ballistic way before that if that were the case. I was like, what 5 does this guy have?
All
There's
of
only
them.
So a
2
little-
left in the.
a little bit of a
Yeah.
flaw in thought process there, right? Like he's got a lot of 5s in the big blind, right? He's got 3-5, he's got 10-5, he's got
4
pocket 5s, he's got
5, 6,
every
5,
suited
7,
5 there
8, 5.
is. Yeah, 5-7 off, 6 5-6-0. He's got a
Yeah.
lot of them, right? And the cool thing is like, had you bet, the cool thing about when he does have those weak ass 5s, like when you bet the flop, he's going to call you at least once with the 5. When you
Right.
check, normally 99% of the deck is bad for the 5, and you don't get any value from the 5 like you would have had you bet the flop.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only pocket 5. When you open here, look at the defend range here, buddy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of 5s.
Dude, he's
And-
got a shit load of 5s.
And if he's VPIPing 70%, he's got 100% big blind range.
Also, if he's good,
Yeah,
which what should happen is you bet flop, he calls when the 5 pairs on the turn. If this guy is good, he's supposed to lead that card with his 5,
Mhm.
and then you just call and you kind of keep the pot.
I'll be
controlled.
honest with you. Nobody at 100 is playing like this, but this is a standard BB range. Even
so
here,
he's-
he has all these 5s, right?
Yeah.
But in real life, when you're this deep, they have all these 5s. Nobody at the small stakes is folding ace-5 off to a single open. I promise you. Maybe 5% of the players, or 10% that are too nitty or nitty.
502, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
King 5-0, 7-5-0, never ever getting
They're
folded.
definitely in there.
Dude,
Is G2 Wizard wider?
I'm not
What?
sure if it's wider. Let's go. If you get shallower, obviously you start defending more. And that was just for EP, right?
Yeah.
But
And I think the
there's-
important note is, I think the
People are
important note
playing
too
this.
is, he said he was
Stop.
VPIPing like 70%. So if he's flicking that many chips in from all kind of
Yeah.
positions, there's nothing he's folding in the big blind. Like,
Nothing.
Just not.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So just the optics of like how ranges are working, interacting, and not just thinking specifically like he's got way more of this. And in general, a lot of these pretty disconnected boards like this, 9-5-3, 10-5-3, we get to go pretty hard in position here. So I want to see you see betting more in position here, Tim.
I would say
It'll help your win rate a shitload if you just
You
see
think
bet
it's
more.
fair to say that in position we just don't slow play very much ever, right?
Especially when we're this deep with overpairs. No. I need you to eat. You have to get his stack. Like this guy would have called potentially 3 times if he misses this, whatever 5 he has. He probably gives you 2 or 3 streets of value.
Okay.
It's like a 4 or 6 or something.
Yeah.
So basically in this, if we back up, so
Yeah.
we would obviously did what I did. The initial part was fine. I mean, you said I could even size up because I was so deep.
Well, yeah, I think as a rule of thumb, like when you're like 200 bigs, 150 bigs, lines deep, it's not a big adjustment you need to make. If you go 250, it's fine. I think 3x is a little bit standard. You are 150 big blinds deep here with aces. You need
Right.
to be building these mountains built in stacks and pots, and you're not going to
Okay.
do that by min raising. Tail goes 4x. Some guys go 4x at this.
I go
juncture.
4x 200 big steep, especially in
I
these
go
games where they're just calling too much. Like build the pot.
Especially if I play a little bit, a few too many more hands than he does early, so I like to just go 3x, so I'm not 4xing so much.
Yeah. If
So
your
if
spot's
I-
like sixes and super
More.
wide, you should definitely size down so it's not so expensive.
Okay. So if I'm just, but so once we get, so if I see bet the flop and then we come into the turn where it hits the 5, do I
Mhm.
just keep going or do I mean, because I'm trying to think of how I would even play that. Because if we assume, I mean, we can't assume, but
Yeah,
if his
sure.
range has a 5, what do we do then? Do we just keep going or do we wait for him to do something?
No, you just lose money, Murrow.
I mean, you're
you
gonna lose
just
his pot no matter
money.
what, right? But in this run out. But yeah, what would normally happen is if he's good, he leads, you just call, you
Mhm.
can't raise. And then he's
Right.
probably gonna lead river and you still can't fold. You just call.
Just call.
If he checks, you should definitely bet again. And then if he checks on the river, are you betting the river? Are you tripling here? I mean, I could see it. I could see checking on the river.
Yeah, I would bet fold.
On
If
the-
he bet check, I'm just gonna bet fold if he check raises. I don't think people are specific. I'm not like we're creating pretty tough hypotheticals, but let's say like he goes really big after you've called twice. Sure, you probably have a hand that can never fold, but you got to be thinking, man, he's calling into an uncapped range. You know, he knows you have he has missed flush draws and he's still just willing to bomb it when he has a lot more 5x. You could just overfold.
Right.
Because technically people won't just be ballsy enough, but in a small stake $3 where people are fucking wild, I don't know if I would be able to fold much. But yeah, see bet more, my friend.
Will do.
Yep,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Be greedy. This
Be
is the thing,
greedy
like,
as
don't,
well.
people aren't gonna give you their chips, take them.
True, I like that. People aren't going to give you the money. You're gonna have to take that shit. Beats, it's still on you. What up, Skate? Go ahead,
Hey, what's
Beats.
up?
I'm on this, just see bet small, 33,
Mm,
maybe 20.
mm.
I know. I know what you want to do.
Oh, I don't
Uh,
think you have any raise there. You just have two overs. His range is a lot on this, and just check back and see if you can hit a 9 or a 10 on the turn.
Okay. Yeah, like Beats. Does your preference to see bet or not contingent upon having a spade? Are you going to check more with the spade or bet more with ace queen with the spade in your hand? Because right now you're betting. I think naturally this board with Jack X is pretty good for us and we block some of the ace jack, queen jack. But yeah. Are you gonna bet more with the spade?
I think it's maybe a little bit more with the spade, but I don't know that's going to change a whole lot.
So you're just gonna, it sounds like you're gonna be betting this almost at range on this board.
Yeah, this is going to be a heavy bet board, I think.
Okay.
Just
And you're just gonna go
because-
small.
Yeah, just go small, just because it range hits both of us. But because we're opening,
What do you
This
do if
is
you have
rough, man.
aces? What do you do if you have aces or queens?
Yeah,
Or
like
kings for
these
that
boards
matter.
are fucking tough because it nails ranges people never ever fold. It's not like you're gonna get folds, they're gonna float. A lot of turns are gonna put you in no man's land where you have to check, they're gonna stab, and you're never gonna win a pot.
Yeah, I think we're betting big with the queens, kings, aces, so queen
Okay.
X, king X, probably some king X probably size up. I think for sure a lot of our queen X size up.
I need to ask Professor and Chef Toe here, what these boards look like, because I think connected boards, his spidey senses go off and he tends to play them reasonably well.
Check.
Check. I heard there it is. There's a check. Tell you checking
What's
this?
interesting in these boards too is like, we were talking about this during the series,
sure.
like hypothetically, you weren't playing against the big blind and you're in a 3-bet pot where you 3-bet the ace queen. This is one of those boards too where you don't 3-bet c-bet. You just check.
Well, we didn't this isn't a 3-bet pot.
Yeah, but I still think this is because again, like we don't have a this
It's
is
a single raise pot.
I get it. I was just giving the hypothetical.
Oh yeah.
On how bad Jack 8-7 is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if I were gonna bet, I would want the spade blocker a little bit more than without, but maybe I'm just too nitty. And
This
have
one
seen,
actually is
I've
interesting
been
too,
cut deep
because
on this board.
we do have Jack X.
Yeah, we blocked the top of its range. It's gonna want to bet at a good frequency. I just feel like in real life, people are too sticky on this board, and I end up bet check giving up too often. So we're gonna go small here because that's what Beats is doing.
Good thing about this board too is that
And Cat wanted to size up all of the above. You can do whatever you want.
good thing about this too is the quote bad cards on the turn, the 9, the 10 also give you equity with the queen, which is kind of nice with checking, even though it likes betting better.
And this hand's actually getting value. Not having a spade, I think probably allows us to get value from all their spade draws that are worse. Because typically like ace queen's like a really good hand and you're not getting worse.
Golly,
you know.
man. King 8. It's just like, I don't know. This
We don't
board
see the board.
feels pretty bad, man, to be honest. We'll look at the flop strategy. There it is. Thank you, God. Make our lives hell. Now what? This is gonna happen all the time.
Real life, I just fold.
There it is. Anybody continuing to this?
Nope.
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 Even a queen's not great, right? Like it's
100% full. Now, I'm almost an advocate of over checking a board like this versus certain opponents. Like we can have our theory-based discussions, but I think this is going to be a board that's going to be extremely hard to play on future streets without a spade.
I think even with the spade, ace of spades would be a
God, it's
Fold
betting
slip.
way more without a spade and wants to check more with the spade.
yeah, that's why I said I thought not having a spade would actually be good there because you're just getting value because he has all the low shit flush draws that we're ahead of getting value from.
This is, I like just going, if you're going to bet this, I think just exploitatively small is going to be good, man.
Yeah, I can't.
And then just going big with like this kind of shit and splitting your range and never getting found out. Like Jack 9, Jack 10, Queens, Kings, Aces. Aces, Kings, never checking. Ace, King, Ace, Queen, mixing some checks in here though. Ace, King, with the Ace of Spades, checking a shit load. Almost exclusively checking.
Do you think if the board was 9-8-7 instead of Jack, would it be pure check?
No, there's no
That's what I'm
pure.
thinking.
Nope,
And not pure,
because
but like
it's
mostly.
here with the flush draw. Nope,
Okay.
you still get to bet a lot. Why do you think that is from the cutoff? Why do you think that? I'm asking, let me ask him real quick. Skate, why do you think on a 9-8x board, we get to raise a lot from the cutoff? Why do you think we get to see bet this much?
Hmm.
It has something to do with our
Because-
range that you're looking at right now.
Alright.
The answer is literally right in front of you. It's because of the bottom of our
Overpairs?
offsuit. No. We're always gonna have the overpairs in our range, but that's a good guess. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
function of the bottom of our opening range in those top pairs. So in the cutoff here, right? We have offsuit, ace 9, king 9, queen 9, jack 9, 10 9 in our range in the cutoff is so we get to just bet the shit out of this because this is the bottom of our opening range. And we have all these as our top pairs as well. We have jack 10 off. We flop the joint. You know, we have 9, 10. We have all the overpair, all the suited nines. So that's gonna be really good for our range.
Oh,
And then
okay,
it
like
feels bad, but they have a lot of dog shit in this range, bro. Like they have this
okay.
dust in it.
So like if the board was like that doesn't connect with our range like 6-7 or like 5-6-7, then that's definitely like bad for us.
Yeah, you can check a bit more on those boards, of course.
I see, like I don't do this like off table. I don't go in like, oh, check range versus this range and like, yeah.
No, you come to the study group and I try to help you do it. It's fine. I got you.
Thank
Yep. Yeah, everybody just fold. But a very high frequency c-bet board. I'm probably checking it a little bit too much looking at that. All right, last one, Beats.
Starting at 30 again. 55.
Are we betting this board frequently from the cutoff?
No,
No?
no, because we're not opening our offsuit eights at all. We're opening offsuit nines, so we don't have top pair. And we only, I mean, we have very few combos of 2 pairs. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we have 9-10 and we have some of the better flushes, but yeah, I think this is gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of checks on this board, but I think this one, because we need some protection really with 2 pair, because there's a lot of turn cards that can be bad for us.
Okay. Yeah, I think this board is gonna go pretty, and it's gonna bet what? 55% of the time. It's gonna be
Probably,
like
yeah.
something like that. And it's gonna have a lot of bigger bets with its 9x combos. Go ahead.
I think it's gonna bet way more than that.
Yeah, because we have, I think I was thinking about that as well. It might be a 70-30 because we have all the offsuit 9x that we get to do, would just follow through and bet because it can call it check raise, and then all the suited 9x, and then the characteristics of all the overpairs with 9s and 10s and jacks that would bet. So all those would get to bet as well. So
And
this
we're
is
like-
interesting.
And we're opening like king 5 suited. It's only 50%.
So yeah, but this might be, but it's, let's see. Or was I right? The first time to say, was it 70-30 or 60-40? 50-50, yep. I'm sorry, there we go. So your bluffs are gonna come from like these 9x and 10x combos as well, the shit that wraps.
Alright, so every combo bets some frequency at least, though. Like I just felt like almost everything we have can bet that board. You just can't bet it all 100%.
And the
So,
cool
like,
thing,
but
Like we got queen 4 suited here. Like, so we got a lot of stuff that connects with this board. Oh, we're opening suited 6s. Like,
Yep.
you know, we have good connectivity, but it's just that you can't overdo it, clearly.
who was saying something?
I was gonna say, I know like top and bottom 2 pair often we'll play passively. We'll check call instead of check raise. So I wonder if that's why we're checking it here too.
Yeah, I've seen that characteristic as well as mixing it, but let's be honest, and like I think it's just gonna be best for you to probably bet this board with top and bottom.
Oh, I'm
And
never
tryna-
checking again.
Yeah, I think you could just get value from so much. You're happy to call it check raise. Equities are gonna shift, you're in position, so, and you can dictate how the hand plays out in position, so, yeah. I really prefer a bet, but checking is pretty interesting as well. What did we do in game? We went 55, correct? Beats?
Yeah, we went 55.
It's fine. Bingo, bango, bongo. The best card in the deck. Equity shift.
Equity shift, yeah. Yeah, I think I might just check this back.
Snap check.
We have all the offsuit 10s too, so we can't like go bet shit crazy.
I mean, yeah, actually just never even considering anything but check.
Yeah.
Hooray beer. Everything in the world got there. A 5x, a 10x, any spade, and you're just left here with a dusty 2 pair.
It's a cool spot.
Well, I mean, I don't want us to get stuck thinking about this in a theoretical sense.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say, in a real world sense, I'd probably just snap fold this.
And I don't care what this
We-
says.
Yeah.
No,
No, don't. No,
This is not gonna meet
we're
MDF.
playing against fucking human beings. We're playing
Yeah.
against a solver here. Ain't nobody, ain't no way. Nope. I don't want to burn your brain. It's 0 EV, whatever you're
Real
thinking.
world, nobody is finding the bluffs that the solver is finding here.
What did they show? No. I'm not even gonna spend the time. I don't want you guys trying to find that bluff catch. It's wasting your money and our time.
We're dead against that anyway, so.
Yeah, we lost it. It's just like when anybody does that on that board, it's just never 2 straights and all the flushes. Fuck it, we've lost.
I mean, you
That's what I was thinking.
basically, you have a bluff catcher, and what bluffs do they have?
Yeah, if somebody has to actually be bluffing well enough, if they're under bluffing, even just a little bit, even there, you're actually torching it. So
I mean, the only thing that you're good against is like overcards that don't have a spade.
king,
And
queen,
good luck.
off.
Good luck finding. It's good luck with them finding the bluff on those.
Can,
Uh,
yeah,
How about this? Let me go get some water, check on the kids. We're fostering a puppy as well. So let me go check on them real quick. We've been going for over an hour. So I just, us get up, stretch out. What we'll do is we'll do one more exercise on connected boards. I think this discussion's been great. And then Poker Academy, Preflop Academy has introduced some new ICM models to study. Me and Toe did a few hundred hands in Vegas, studied a bit, and I think it was really good. So we'll go through that when I get back. So I'll be back, guys.
Beats, where were you playing yesterday?
I played at WSOP. They had a 8 p.m. like deep stack thing, but it was a I got staked into it, and it was like this whole last longer thing, and whoever lasts longest got a main event entry. So
Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
yeah, so I did that
Nice.
and tripled my stack in the first 3 hands, and then yeah. It was
It's funny,
downhill from
I
there.
am friends with Benz.
Yeah,
And so it's funny to see how he breaks Vegas every time he comes. Like, forget the fact that he wins crazy money. But we were hanging out and he was doing this little challenge where he gave 50 people 10 ones, and whoever could get 10 $1 chips from 10 different casinos first would win the main event stake. And so we were there, and he had this giant crowd of people all filming and participating, and they all had to have their hand on the WSOP sign to start. So they're all lined up, and he's doing his little spiel, and he goes, "Ready, go." And then you see all these people just rambling through Paris. And then, he broke Vegas yesterday when he did that stake because I guess the staff was yelling, "We're going to need more tables. There's a guy out here just handing out $200 bills to everybody."
yeah. Normally that
He's got a
tournament gets
stack
like
of cash.
it gets like 150 people. I had over 500 last night.
A satellite?
No, it's a daily deep stack, but the 8 p.m. one, it's 20-minute levels and it's $200, so people don't play it that often.
Oh.
But yeah, normally it's like 150 people maybe, well, maybe more, but it was like well over 500 last night, and it took. I mean, he went through, and there was like, I think he said 350 people that were in the last longer, something like that. So.
Oh, Benz was part of that?
Yeah.
Dude's nuts.
Yeah. The one time you don't play the nightly. But it's funny, my first table, no one at my table was part of it.
He's fun to follow, man.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy.
What are we talking about? Ben CB from the upswing or the journey?
No.
Benz.
Okay, I don't know.
I guess the
Yeah,
goose.
he's on Twitch, and like 5-6 years ago, he started doing like small, like $3 stakes on ACR and that, and then now he's giving away main event seats.
He just gives away a lot of money. I guess he's a multi-millionaire, I guess.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
he's got millions. I've seen his ACR.
Yeah.
He's actually got millions like on ACR. But he last count was 10. He might have more after last night, but he has at least 10 people in the main event.
Yeah. And I know he has a goal for next year of 100 people.
He just buys them
like,
in. He just
like he brought people out to do.
He's fucking Robin Hood.
Yeah, he brought people out like last week to do racing in Vegas, and the guy that finished in second place for the racing, he said, "Okay, flip a coin." Either you get a main event
Oh.
seat or not.
I gotta follow this guy. So when I go to Vegas, like, yeah.
And then I don't know if you saw it last night, but Mr. Beast subscribed to him. So
You know,
who
what's
knows what?
funny?
Yeah.
You know, what's
Yeah,
funny?
don't see
Last-
that.
They're
And
bad.
also, he did an interview with Poker Go that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, he did that last night. Yeah.
What was funny last night is, Platt found a guy who tweeted out that he had 20 horses in the main event. So Platt finds him to interview him. And here, the guy must be like a noob. He said he had, he had 20 backers. So people backed him for 50% of his stakes. And he thought they were his horses.
Oh,
That's why Platt wanted to interview him. Was the guy, he thought the guy put 20 people in the main, but here 20 people sponsored him. It was funny. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, no, that is funny. And it was kind of funny because I saw like Poker Guru Rob Kuhn was there, and so was Longcar, kind of hanging out. And somebody came up to Guru and was like, "Yeah, I've sold like 20% of my main event. I need to sell up to 80%. You want to buy the other 60?"
Some random dude.
Well, he's on Twitch. It's a guy on Twitch, but it was just
Right.
like he's like, "I'll buy 10.
Uh.
I'm not buying 60% from you."
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, like to get staked just by being close to, like I'm not a follower, but that'd be pretty cool to like follow these people and, see what they're doing, I guess, while you're in Vegas.
There's a lot of people giving shit away on Twitter, man. I can't do it because I have like an anonymous account, so I don't really get involved in that stuff. But yeah, they're out there giving it
Yeah.
away, man.
Yeah, me either. I'm not like a freeloader, but
Well, I don't have, there's not, my name isn't attached to the account that I post on, so it's like, I don't even think they would allow it to win anyway. So I don't even try.
Yeah,
It's like, it's
cool
weird.
to win, but I like working for like, it feels like good when you, you know, earn it, I guess.
Well, these people are happy to give it away, and a lot of times, like, they'll put it up, all right, I'm giving away, like, pens, for instance, like at ACR one night, he might just tweet like, all right, I'm gonna give away 20 seats and a 1650 ACR or whatever, and it's 50-50. So you play, you keep 50 and you give him 50%. Sometimes he gives it all to you, like, it's whatever. It's what the guy likes to do, man. He makes people,
Yeah, his
makes him
his
feel
first
good.
big score was he did that, and the guy took second in the Sunday Million.
Nice.
And then like I said, I've hung out with him personally, and the cool thing about him is that he's just a nice guy with a shitload of money that wants to give back. Like, there's no gimmick. He's turned down ACR sponsorship. Like, he just does it because it makes him feel good. And
Oh,
he
you
has
must
it.
be talking about our Ben's, our boy. That's our boy.
He's just a good fucking dude.
Is there
I actually
some-
wanted to ask him for some help with something, but his DM's closed, so I'm not gonna tweet it out. Right. We're trying to get this multi-state internet gambling agreement done online. There's a group of us in PA, and I think we gotta try to expand out bigger, like to get a website, get people more around the country more involved that have some voice out there, pressure the governments to get this shit passed and be good for poker.
Trying to be the new PPA, huh? I used to be a subscriber to the PPA.
What's PPA?
yeah.
Poker Players.
Poker
Alliance.
Players Alliance. That
When
shit
Black
is-
Friday first hit, they were around for a bunch of years, and they were lobbyists trying to do what you're doing. And then over the course of the last 10, 11 years, whatever it's been,
Yeah, they fell
they
apart.
kind of fell through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
good-
before I
good.
started playing poker, so I never heard of it.
Yeah, good luck getting that through. I mean,
Well, it's
Yeah,
happening.
it's-
Michigan, there's 3 states now.
right. There's 3 states, yeah, but like
It might be a better time now that things have kind of evolved a little bit, but it's a tough battle.
yeah.
I mean, that's
It's
definitely
like-
easier than the federal efforts that
So-
were going on back in 2011.
You got New Jersey, Michigan, and Nevada in the multi-state gambling agreement, right? Now, if you get like a state like PA in, and it's pretty big, that's like, it's a pretty big state. And then the goal would be honestly to get a state like New York, California, or Texas. Once you get one of them in, US
The problem with
online poker
California
would be
specifically is that
huge.
the Indian casinos are holding
Yep.
on to their agreements, you know.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's,
They're very,
All
they're
right,
so
guys.
scared of losing all that value, losing all that revenue.
yeah, and the hard part is you have to get, the way it's set up right now with each state, you have to get a land-based casino to back the online casino.
All
Yeah.
right.
So
All right.
that's probably ran into in California, like even Jason Somerville was big into trying to get California, and they're just like, nope.
Well, it ain't happening. We got to beat what the hell we can beat and do the best we can. And I mean, Cap, more power to you for wasting time until I can fully beat the game and do what I want in poker. Then that'll be the objective. Until then, we got to get better. Let's straight pivot into the new pre-flop academy ICM situations that they've added, which are bubble and then 15% asymmetric. I wanted to throw in a few iterations I haven't spent a lot of time working on, which is multi-way and just versus RFI. I've cheated and done a few hundred of these already. So I think it's gonna be good. To
Thought we were
quiz
doing
you
that new
guys.
shit.
This is that new shit. Bubble and
Oh.
15% is these two categories are brand new. Yep.
That's why you're the boss.
Yep. And then we have multi-way and then RFI. It's gonna be hard as hell. I haven't done the multi-way yet, so it'll be good. We'll be looking at from all positions, and we're gonna pick a victim. And it costs us nothing to be wrong, guys. We just do the best we can. When I call on you, just be as quick as you can, and then I'll ask questions about other portions of your range. If you're sharp enough to say, I'm gonna start with this portion of my range, go to ace-X, go to suited, you kind of know the drill, my regs. But with that being said, let's go straight to who we got. Who have I not caught on? Set apps.
Quick question.
Yes,
Is this
sir.
gonna change or is it always gonna be 30 or 30 like it is now?
All stack depths, whatever stack depth they give me,
No, I meant like players left versus in the money.
it'll change. I have 15%, and this is the 15% is in the money, first hand, like early in the money, and then the next iteration will be direct money bubble. These are the only two we're gonna work on for
We need quarter
for like
awareness.
30. Yep. Take care, Beats. I'll see you around, buddy. All right, go ahead, Set apps.
The hijack, what is stack behind?
It's busted. You can't see it. You have to guess. It looks like 18. You can't see it. I don't know why the hell they do this. Maybe they'll tell me up here up top. Nope. Doesn't say.
Oh, I'm all in.
He's all in. There's a 1 over there. Is it 100?
Do
Or
you click
is
repeat?
it
Will
under?
it play the same hand and you can see it?
22. Good call.
16.
No, he didn't call this time.
Yeah, he did. It just looks funky because of the way I have the table structured.
Oh,
But he did.
I'm all in anyway.
All right. What's the worst pair you jam?
Oh, there, it's the bubble, but
It's
he's
nowhere
gonna
in the
have to
money.
yeah, let's say I'm gonna aim for about the 6 and below.
So 7s plus. Offsuit 8 at ace-X. What's the worst one?
Ace X. I'll go with the worst one. I please the ace jack
Okay.
suit and the ace queen off.
An ace queen off. Look at Set Habs.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who the hell is this? I come
Oh.
back and you got appropriate ranges?
Hold on a second. This is in the money, right?
I think it's
Mm,
Yeah,
wider.
just in the money.
Okay, I thought it was bubble.
It might. Ooh, Pucks wants to go. Pucks is the next Set Habs and the new Set Habs. What's your range?
I think
Pucks.
it's ace jack off and ace 10 suited. There's less ICM here. It's a 6 big blind shove. He's only got 20.
And he called with 16 though. He called.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, even if he jams 20, I think
So
maybe it's ace queen. Ace queen. All right.
Yeah, now you want to go to Set Habs range, right?
Yep. All right, I take it back.
All right, let's see. 9 plus ace queen off. Holy
Nailed it.
shit. You
Yes,
actually
it's
nailed
Pairs, but
this.
nailed it.
No, I said to the 7.
Close.
Oh, well, you were close. You said sevens plus. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, the ace X shit was right. Ace Jack suited, ace queen off.
I mean,
nines
considering you're the
plus.
most aggressive guy in Canada, this just nailed it, homie. You did great.
Yeah, for you, I'm proud. Ooh, shit.
Hey, cut off, he called with a 2 big blind with 4 behind. Okay.
This is real life.
I think I can, you can just call, you have to put them all in, put the 8 big blind raise.
He's gonna raise this. Are you raising all your suited aces? What's your raising range here? You gotta
Or
check your work.
mostly all the aces suit have some deep stack, but some good stack behind. So I'll raise all the suited ace, king, all maybe pocket pair go to the 6 or 5 plus. Ace X off, I'll go to ace 10 and ace jack suit.
Okay.
King,
Feels-
There he
queen,
is.
king, jack suit, and
Feels out of
king,
line to
queen
me.
off.
This, you know who you're talking to, Cap, when you say this comment?
Feels out of line to me.
This is Sad Habs. This man has a 24% free bet. He ain't never scared.
So hijack's opening into a 6 big blind stack, right? So he's got to expect to be calling off sixes with most of his range that he opens, I would guess. And he could put us in hell when we 3-bet because he's got us covered.
So you're assuming, see, you think people have a raise just,
What's this?
that range is still gonna open suited eights. It's still gonna have ace 8 off plus. It's still gonna have all the suited aces. It's still gonna open king 8 suited plus. I don't think it, see, I think that's optically what happens to people, that they assume that guys are gonna be much naturally tighter in a situation where they have to call off, but they're not. They're still gonna open just as wide, especially when they have the 50 big blind.
I think they're gonna open their
Mm.
high card blockers is wider, a little bit wider, but I think
Let's
more
see.
the lower junkier stuff starts.
I
to-
don't. It's
Yeah,
still
when I
king
see
5,
this-
it's still suited 8s, it's still ace 5, it's still 3s. It
When
doesn't
I see
matter.
this, the hijack isn't my concern at all. Like, what the fuck is the 6 blind flatting range? Like, holy shit.
That's
That
what-
flatting range has to be like
Aces.
uber nutted.
Super
You
strong.
know, like, what else is in the
Weirdly,
range?
that's why my
Strong,
bet
true.
will be to 10 big blind, just to have stack and play with
Here
again
it
the
is.
hijack after.
There's the flatting
Okay,
range.
no.
Like, it's
Queen
aces
jack,
and it's
queen 10
a
jack.
mix of some other things people never find.
Yeah, this. People just shrug this shit in. It's like, I've lost.
Those reasons I would be
They
folding
just
like
see it
crazy.
all. But, yep. All right. So Set Abs is raising because he got that dog in him. I would never raise this. My raising range would be like ace 9 suited plus, ace 10 suited plus. I don't even know if I'm overcalling smaller pairs. I guess I should be, because we get an appropriate price on the button and these guys probably wouldn't ISO enough. So 3s plus probably should be V-pipping. Ace 10 off plus, king queen off plus, and king 10. My suited 10s 100%. My suited 9 should be in there as well, but I'd be uncertain what to do with jack 9 suited, queen
I'm
9
close to that range.
suited.
I would probably overfold
Suited
like king
tens.
queen, just because I think the flat is so strong, and then like ace jack off or something.
Yeah, but 6
Otherwise,
bigs. you can
otherwise I'm
have
with
it.
you.
Yeah, it's a lot of dead. And in real life, when a guy does this as well, there's some dog shit. You could tell what kind of guy. If he's kind of quiet and tight and overcalls here, it's aces. If he's seeing a lot of flops, if he's spewed his way down to
Now,
here,
if he's the limpy
it's
collie guy,
shit.
then
Yeah,
everything goes out
it's
the window.
whatever. Everything goes out the window, and I just have a.
Then I have
natural
set halves
wisdom.
range.
Yes. So set halves misses
Nope.
the block. But yeah, I would be too loose. I would be flicking here. I've been getting used to flicking all this. Ace 10 off plus. Ace, I would have went ace 9 suited plus.
But the end call is
suited
good.
10s. Wow.
It's
Look at
just
this.
I should call with the bottom of the range.
Suited jacks. King
Yeah,
queen.
call with the bottom of the range. So
All right.
Your raise size was good set up. It was to 9.
Yep.
wait,
Oof.
why?
The,
Bastard.
on
in the money here.
bubble, it's fucking.
Fucking hell, man. This is not on the bubble. This is in the money.
Yeah, it's in the money.
Yep.
Anyway, the guy has the raising edge. I have the pocket five is cut off. It's fucking. Oh. I'll say that I have to call 7+, so I think 5 it's full.
Ooh,
Interesting,
folding sevens plus.
First thought on this one is that he doesn't do this with top of range, which makes this even more hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he could have nines. Then he could have
Yeah,
done
he does it
this
with
with
those.
a lot of pair that over that
God,
crush me.
Weak ace.
the problem is, I mean, a good thing is I think he does this with twos, threes, and fours enough. I think
He
he does
does.
call with fives. And I think he does this. A nice portion of his range that also does this is ace two,
Ace two, three, ace
three,
five.
4, 5 suited, and twos, threes, and fours suited, and maybe some wheel aces offsuit. I guess I can't remember, but I'm snapping this. I think if he has those in his range. Because I know he has twos, threes, fours in there. I know he has
Yeah.
ace 2, 3, 4, 5 in there.
Yeah, it's tough.
It hurts. Like I think this might be the bottom for me, but I don't know.
You tell me the
This might
bottom,
be
this
too
was the
much.
bottom, I wouldn't be surprised, but I would overfold in game. But if you told me this was the bottom, I wouldn't be surprised. I would definitely mark it and run it.
Setups is folding, that which is scaring me.
Sevens.
Right.
Setups
I
is
don't-
folding, which scares me, but I've seen enough charts to know that he's jamming.
That's
Let's
what
see if I
he's
was
doing.
right. Twos, threes, ace 3, 4, 5. I can visualize this in
Ahead
there
of his
enough.
whole jam.
And none of this. So I think I'm just gonna flip with this and crush this. And sometimes get absolutely stone wrecked by it. But these are the only two combos that are really wrecking us, and he has this that we crush. So it feels hard to fold. I don't know. I have no
You
idea.
can get the
I
range.
think
it's fast to call.
I will call
If
this.
you have the sevens, you know it's a snap call with
Yeah.
sevens. So that's why it makes this tough. Setups fold it.
I think
Five's
it's
a
a fold.
bot. Let's go.
Look at
Yeah.
ace eight suited. How hard is that? Sheesh. Ace nine suited. Yikes. Ace 10-0. Yikes.
Yeah, that's why I think when you visualize like what they jam in here with, you say, okay, they never had aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens,
Yeah.
nines. But you know what they do have? Ace 2, 3, 4, 5 suited, twos, threes, fours, and then
Aces to call.
obviously this. They should never jam eights plus.
And you don't want twos through fours because now you're blocking the bottom of their jamming range.
Yeah, you never want. I'm never calling twos, threes, and fours. It kind of sucks to call with fives as well, since you block his ace 5 open jam, but he still has ace 2, 3, 4, twos, threes, fours.
Nice.
So
Who's calling ace 10 of?
Hard,
And,
right? Sheesh.
I think at this point you have
Ace
to
eight suited.
call.
mm.
You have to call suited almost connector and like this Broadway. You have some equity with it.
So you're calling suited 10 here?
Suited the 10, yeah.
Oh, you're suited
Broadway.
10s. Are
Well-
you? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Setups. Go ahead, Bob.
I will also suited Broadway. I will call. Maybe I'm going to 3-bet with ace jack off and king queen off. Some offsuit. I'm gonna just call with a. I'm gonna raise with ace king, ace queen on this one. Call with the aces, and then call raise with kings and queen and jacks.
And what's your raise size?
If I was to 3-bet like this, I'm out of position, but we're low stack, it will be almost 6 big blind.
I think 2.56, since you have a very. It's not even like a strong linear raising range, right? You're just raising like fucking aces and kings, queens, ace, king suited. And I think a lot of people here wouldn't even have a 3-betting range. It would just be pure jams. What are you doing here with king jack suited?
I'm calling. Nope,
I'm jamming this too, right? We jam all our suited paint, don't we?
but we're against a UTG range.
This
That's
is,
why
yeah,
the king
this is good
jack.
exercise. This is a
Never
great
folding,
exercise.
Ashes. Never fold.
Ever folding. Nope, you don't get to. I just can't remember if it's the suited tens or the suited jacks you GG yourself with. This
How did
V
you-
pips.
Busto.
Busto. Setups is V pipping. I don't know. I wonder if
back.
our 3-bet size. Yeah, well, you can't fold, right?
No
Let's
folds.
see. And you can do whatever you want with
Busto.
this one. Look, you have the flatting or calling. And I think this could be an interesting discussion with some of these combos where it wants you to busto yourself versus specific opponents that are just way too tight in this opening spot. Like if a guy has a 10% opening range here, or he's way too tight, I think just flatting, man.
I mean, I would think EP is kind of tight opening, right? I'm
They're
surprised
always,
that
yeah,
we,
look at this. But let's look at this.
Why do we
Yeah,
get
they're still
unlucky?
folding a lot of that range, right?
But I mean, like, look at this range, and you're gonna have people play 5% tighter than this when you get
True.
deep in tournaments. Okay, people are going to fold this. People are going to open ace four, ace five, fold ace three, eight, like, and have these crazy, crazy tight ranges.
I literally just
Mhm.
did this last night deep in the freeze, and the guy in chat was like, "Why?" And he folded pocket threes, you know. So
Yeah, but you have a lot of fold equity.
Literally
and
a
you
queen
can
I
ten
kinda
will, I will have a
tell,
hard
but,
time with queen 10 suit against the UTG to shove on him, like they say.
You run very good equity. And I mean, you have a fold equity versus a lot of their range. I wish we could look at versus 3-bet. I wish I could click something and show you when we actually 3-bet jam what they have to call with. I mean, they're folding fuck. It's like nines plus, ace queen off plus, ace jack
that's the
suited
biggest
plus.
flaw in this that you can't go straight to the
Yeah,
study.
I know. I wish you could as well.
Silly.
But yeah, I mean, just get it in. You know your suited tens and jacks can get in there. Ace jack is going to be a very, very high frequency call deep in tournaments. It's one of the hands that doesn't get better to fold and never gets called by worse.
Just
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about that.
Never gets called by worse and never gets better to fold. That's the way you should think of ace jack suited deep in tournaments.
It's a fold because
And it's too good to bluff,
multi-way.
right? Like it's too good to turn into a bluff.
Yeah, it sucks.
Raise fold.
All right. So we're folding this set apps
Yes, it's multi-way, it's offsuit.
and you're in the money. What's the bottom? And I we do these
Yeah,
exercises.
it's ace.
Yeah.
I'm calling all the a6 suit. I'm maybe a raising with ace 10 and ace jack off. King queen off, I'm raising too. My pair, I think I call at this point, I think I call every pair. I'm starting to raise hands between the ace and the queens, the pair.
Okay.
And I think king jack off, I will 3-bet two suited. Maybe I'm going to call some of them. I think it's a mix of raise and call for the suited broadways.
Okay. So with this exercise for you guys, and I think that was pretty reasonable. I think the better ones, you're going to be doing a shitload of calling in the money for the effective here because you don't want to 3-bet, fold, and get wrecked. I'm wondering if hands like
Jeremy and Ash is way too tight.
yeah. So yeah, the way we do that, I always bring this up and ask you
Even
guys because
multi-way?
from the exercise for what?
Oh, I actually didn't realize it was multi-way.
Yeah, we're multi-way.
Small blind
My bad.
introduces us a decent amount of squeezes because they're fairly capped.
Yep, and we get to call a little bit more because we get to play in position from this. So offsuit 2 gappers, suited offsuit connectors, but you probably start at like offsuit 9x. And then you are in. I wonder if you've been folding any ace-x, but probably not, or mixing fold. But I would be pretty straightforward here. Probably strong linear in there with a lot of suited hands. I wonder if it's folding 7 deuce suited. Yeah, it's folding some of these. And then you have offsuit 9x. Look how good, look how easy you do get to fold some of this. This gets easier with study. And I think this is very good.
Oh, this is a way wider than cash.
Look at like ace 2,
Yeah.
ace 3, ace 6 just folding.
Yeah, mixing
Ace
fold with this
4-0,
shit.
mixing
Ace
fold.
4, like ace
That's where your
4.
3-bet
I
comes
feel
from too, though.
like you
What?
need to be
Not the suited
tighter
stuff.
because of the multi-way, but it's one big
Yep.
line, so
No
the range you're gonna call
way.
it's gonna will be wide like this. But
You
most
just
of the
generally
Wait a minute.
keep it
one at a
suited,
time,
right?
guys. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, that's cool.
well, go ahead, too.
I was
Go
gonna say
ahead,
just
Big Toe.
generally, the rule here generally is just keep it suited. You know, and then
Yeah, offsuit.
and then call your connectors, and that's it, right?
Yeah, and I do this exercise so you guys can visualize and talk yourself through these situations in game on what's optimal or fundamentally sound. If one of these guys is a fish opening or something like that, and you see Jack 8-0 and this guy's a green tag, fucking play the Jack 8-0 or it's Jack 9, hands that have a little bit more playability. But having some baseline good strategy in these spots is good. Knowing you just can't be out there with Jack 5, Jack 6. And having said, okay, I'm offsuit 9x in all my suited hands for the most part. And we're not ever trying to squeeze. We don't have squeeze bluffs really. Fuck these little partial frequencies for the most part. I don't think you're gonna be generating all that much EV by doing it at your small stakes games.
To me, one of the most interesting things here is there's basically zero jams, even though the ICM is lower when we're in the money versus chip EV, there'd be a ton of jams.
I think we're just too deep.
Well, and at the same time, like you could say that, but if you jammed this ace king off and you showed me it in the hand history, I might patch in the back. I don't think it's bad. I don't
Fair.
like it's like the EV's neutral. You're not going to be playing to blow. Like if you rip this ace king or ace queen off in this spot, ace queen I don't love as much, but if you did it, I would be aware that it's probably going to be a reasonable play. Especially if you have trouble playing post flop in these spots, right?
Question.
Yes.
Do you guys ever condense your ranges?
What does
Like,
that mean?
you know, like the partial
Overfull?
Jack 9 off, 10-8 off, 10-3, like,
Yeah, these
wait, let me
partial
go to my computer. I
frequency.
can hear myself.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I would probably just instinctively overfold like the 5-3-0.
True. Yeah, like, can we pure fold like Jack 9 off and like, you know, that 10-3
Yeah, I don't
on
think
the
it's
right,
fine.
9-3
If you like
suited?
pure fold Jack 9-0 and 5-3-0 and pure call the suited threes,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Or
Yeah.
if you're in there with offsuit 9x and the guys at your stakes aren't great, flick in the or flick. Like it's not bad. Whatever you decide to do, however comfortable you are playing, if you can decipher these opponents are playing poorly, if you're playing well, get in there, just have a fundamentally baseline strategy. Offsuit 9x. That's why I'm just gonna play the offsuit 9x. Like I just know offsuit 9x and single gappers when the small blind calls. And suited connectors, and then playing a lot of suited shit. Easy folds for this
So
stuff.
basically, we're just playing in response to how our opponents are playing, right? That's GTO.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we are in a way, but you still need to have
Yeah.
a fundamental baseline strategy of know where to start. And then when you want to deviate, it's because you know this guy sucks. Or this guy's playing super fucking well and you're deep in a big tournament for the most money you've ever played for. Jack 9 is going to be a pure fold.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like,
These
you have to know where the
like stuff
line
like
is,
this.
and bending the line is okay, but you don't want to tie that motherfucker in a knot.
Yeah, you don't
so
want to
gotta
be.
know, you got to know where which parts you're.
Yeah,
taking
you don't
out
want to
pretty
get too
well.
shook and then start folding king jack or something ridiculous, like cause in this spot, right? So you at least get to visualize where we are here and know where to start. We're on 5 setups. Ooh. Uno
Well,
mas.
there, you have to shove over, but I'll shove over with 9+. I'll shove over with the ace queen off plus. I'll shove over with the ace jack suit plus.
Okay. And then king queen suited, you're just folding.
King queen suited. No. That's the hardest one.
That's why I knew you were ducking it.
I hate king queen because you will get always dominate by the ace king ace queen. So I think I fold ace king queen.
All right. Anybody have any differences? 10 plus, ace queen suited, ace king off. Setups at 9s plus.
Yeah, it feels like 8s and 9s are close as hell.
I'm folding 8s in this blink of an eye.
I'm just wondering what pocket pairs we call and what pocket pairs we shove.
That's where we're trying to decide myself, friend. Everybody's
don't have a lot
baseline
of
right now, these are
flatting.
10s.
Moving
Zero
10s down.
flats. Zero flats. All right, let's do it. Everybody's with 10s plus. 9s are dead. 10s plus, ace queen
Ace
Yeah.
queen.
off
Oh,
and dead.
shit.
Ace jack suited gonzo. We've all punted. Everybody who had an ace queen in there just punted your tournament and the money. GG.
Can you click on the button range here that flash?
Oh, it's disgusting. He has aces in there and kings, so you're in hell. You're in hell.
He's calling everything.
This is so protected. What do you do? This is hard, man.
So he's trapping a lot with the overpairs.
It's that old, I think a lot of it is that old. The
He's
jam
on.
is more than 6 bigs, you just call because you have enough fold equity. People aren't gonna, you're not gonna take it multi-way. But if the jam is under 6 bigs, then you can click it or raise some other size because you want to isolate the limper, or the razor rather.
Yeah. Over 6 bigs, yeah.
It's usually
Yeah, that's something I wasn't too
I see.
familiar with. Go ahead.
You-
Yeah, this is tough, man. GG. And it's
See what we're
losing.
folding.
no
ace
calling
queen and
range.
ace jack.
It's just the ace queen. that-
Yeah,
it's
0
fine.
calling range. Ugh. I mean, it's printing a little, but it's not enough. Ace jack is just shit on. That's bad. All right, give me another one, set apps.
Oh. That one.
If you are gonna 3-bet, what size as well? You got to get your sizing.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
What
yeah,
size?
for sure. You see that the highest stack is the 38 after you.
Yep.
I'll 3-bet to 6.5.
Too big.
It's the tournament.
It's insanely too big.
I
when
think
he has
It's
this effective-
one of those
5.5.
hands that like, yeah, 5.
and you're deep at this inflection point in the tournament. Just go 5 or a 3x at the most. Never going bigger than 3x versus a 20 big blind open at 40 effective around this deep from 25% under of the field.
I think it's
Well,
You want to
5.5
give
is
you want to
gonna
give
say.
everyone at the table the illusion that they have some fold equity if they
Ooh.
jam.
Danny Scott's even going smaller than everybody. The price is right. He goes 4.5, 2.25x, 2.5x, 3x. Let's see. And the answer is 2. Danny, bing, 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 bing. You win. The price is right. So yeah, the smaller size. The 3.5x is not a thing. So make this adjustment. You'd be surprised when you do this. Like you're sitting here with
position,
pocket 8s. You're sitting here with ace jack off. You actually have no idea what to do. If you go 6, it's too big and you get rejammed on. But when you make it that smaller size, to these guys, it looks so fucking strong, man. It looks so good. So just use that smaller size and it wrecks people. This is one thing I will say we should all incorporate into our game a lot more.
Yes.
This size. It puts people in actual hell. These sub 20 big
For
blind
me,
stacks.
like 60 bigs and under, my standard 3-bet size and position is like to 5-ish.
Yeah, but you even go 4.5. How nasty does that feel now?
Yeah.
Cool. That gave us all 15% asymmetric spots. We didn't get a damn stone bubble spot.
I just want,
Which sucks.
I got one comment on the last spot since we're talking
sorry.
about real life stuff.
Yep.
Like if you go 4.5 at a fishy table, you could easily go like get like 2-3 cars behind you, even in the money. If you're the
If
fishy
they're-
table.
Yeah, I don't play on
That's it.
I don't play on tables that fishy, and I play on Iggy where the fields are shallow. But my experience is not always comparable to you guys, and you guys may want to size up to go just straight 3. And it's asymmetrical thing, right? Cap, if you have a lot of other 50 and 40 big blind stacks average at the table, even though that guy at 15 is open, you should probably be 3x there. At that table, there were a lot of stacks 20 and
Sure.
under, even
Yeah.
though we had 230 big blind stacks there. So I think you should, it's going to force you to be more aware of your table surrounding and your surroundings at the table. We can't just fucking autopilot. If there's a bunch of short stacks, I don't care how many guys are flatting. If the average stack is 20 bigs, I'm still going to go small.
I think I would also argue that that's probably true in chip BB, but when you start to get bubble and deep in tournaments, you'll get a lot more natural fold equity because people see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just referring to like last 2 months I've been playing live a lot lately and oh my God, some of the tables can be really fishy. So
That's a different beast.
yeah, that's kind of what I was referring to and like real life stuff.
Now the fun, let the good times roll. We are on the stone money bubble. And who do we want to do? Who have I not caught? Thank you as well, Said Abs, for that. Pucks, are you at work? You're able to use a mic? No? Yes?
Yeah, I got the mic today. I'm home.
All right, sweet. Bubble time.
Yeah, it's good because I have no idea what to do here.
So you fundamentally you don't have a set strategy, or you kind of just
I mean, I think I want to 2.25x this and fold to a shove. I'm just the BVB ranges. I'm not strong on.
so where did you get the 2.25 size from, and why is that a thing?
You do that with your strongest hands, and then good hands, and then some of the suited junk.
Where did you learn that?
I feel like I've seen that in high ICM spots, BVB. It might be totally wrong, but at like around 20, 25 big blinds.
I've never seen that. That's why I asked.
It's too small,
It's
right?
reminded me of the-
It's never a thing that I'm doing at this. I'm 3x at the smallest 2.7. At this maybe 2.5 when we're shallower, but never 2.25 at this stack depth. It's too good of a
Okay.
price.
Yeah.
Never doing
I don't
3x for me.
I don't know if we have, I think we probably have some jams here on the bubble of like some of our offsuit ace-x stuff, our low pairs, like 2s to 5. And then I feel like we limp a lot of the rest of the range.
Golly, our strategy. This is going to be a good time to. This is going to be a good spot to spend some time on, because it sounds like people are just out in the wind.
Tough with a good
And it's
hand.
tough. It's good. Yeah, and this is really good because I think what we do in this spot on bubbles is have not much limping
Put the pressure
and do a
on.
lot of raising.
I think this hand mixes this king queen suited probably raises a good bit more. You raise more of your suited stuff because you're gonna be out of position.
All
post
limp.
flop.
It's shallower ones. You remember we were doing this?
I've never looked
was-
at these bubble ranges, so this is
And this
so
was
kind of
So
all
funny
in.
because I didn't think it was a full limp, but I was thinking limp here because when you raise and get jammed on, it's awful, right?
yeah.
And we covered here. This is
Interesting.
how
I wouldn't have
interesting
limp
it
range
is.
though.
I would have mixed race.
3x though, you're right. That small thing is not a thing.
Yeah.
No, the small thing is not a thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because we're covered. Now
got us
we're gonna
covered,
see a lot.
It's
yeah,
gotta
so,
be
like,
because we're covered.
It's,
yeah.
it has to. When we have him covered, you just never limp.
Oh yeah, then you're raising.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we just wanted to see that. So BVB, when you're covered, full frequency limp. This is pretty cool. That they even give you this. What does that mean when they give you this?
It means we're raising very wide. Actually, I think this raises.
Ooh.
I'm guessing we can raise like offsuit 7s, probably almost all of our suited stuff. Maybe not the worst of it, like the suited 2s, but I bet it's like 65% range here raising.
65% opening range. Dan, are you opening here?
No,
Nope. Tim, you opening here?
No.
Some nopers. What's the bottom of your opening? What's the worst offsuit hand you would open here? Would you open king 5 offsuit?
No.
Would you open king 9 offsuit?
Yeah.
So you got your offsuit 9s. Would you open king deuce suited?
Probably not.
That's a mandatory one.
This
Yeah.
is the time when this is the time I'm working on with 6s, and he just said, "Fuck him up, fuck him up," and he just kept going. So literally for the last like 3 sessions, when we're in these bubble spots, I'm out loud, even when he's not here, going, "Fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up." We get to raise super wide here, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to
Super
like.
wide.
Here's the
Thank
thing.
you, super for sure.
Whatever this says, it's showing you this because it's making a point that it's close. And I would say probably the middling portion that you have to call for 6 big blinds, no. But I would open every offsuit king, all offsuit aces, queen, I don't know. There's portions I'm opening almost any two. Like depending on how these guys play, if they're fighting back at all or not, I might open close to almost any two there. 6-4 offsuit. Opening.
Yeah, I mean, the six blind is a little bit of a worry too, but this motherfucker isn't jamming anything on the stone bubble unless he's got the nuts.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not that much of a worry. So much. This is where you have like the most fold equity in the whole game.
Yeah, I think this is something to be discussed. Like, I know, like, we're thinking of like a static opening range, but if there's ever a time to get out of line when you kind of want to boss it, having guys covered to your left on money bubble in late position is a good time to start trying to accumulate. Obviously, you're going to have a better sense of how these guys are playing in game. And if you can get away with just opening, if you've been jammed on by 3-bet by before, but if you're not, take a shot, man. Get outside of your comfort zones and take some looser opens in these spots to try to figure out and get used to playing a fuck 'em up style.
Before you go too
poker.
far, like I'd be
Do
interested
we-
to see what the low jack's opening.
Low jack opening.
Like
range
that
here.
should be super wide, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
at
look how
this.
wide this is.
This is the low jack. This is
King
two spots
7-0
before.
from the low jack. Any suited king. Like, yeah, you just fuck
Jack
him up.
4 suit.
You
and
just
this
need a
is good to
blocker.
see.
All you need is a blocker and a prayer. Like, that's it.
It has ace deuce off opening. Like,
Yeah, ace 2-0. Exactly.
oh, this is the low jack. This is an R range Molten. This is from
No,
back
no.
over here.
That's
He's
way the
opening
fuck
it
over
1,
there.
2, 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
people. This
If
is
you have people
loose
covered,
range. Fucking
literally,
hell for
just
me.
fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck
I
him up.
also wonder,
This is a
do we
button
have a,
opening range from the low jack.
do we have a jamming range at all here? With
No.
the 22 in the big blind, or no, probably not, right? If
No,
it was
I
like
mean-
under 20, we would.
Let me ask you this, Pops. You have a huge edge on this table, right? Let me put yourself in a situation. You have a massive edge at this table, okay? You are wrecking him. What hand would you want to jam and have the big blind wake up and like stop that for you? Which one?
No, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
I would just
Although
open
yeah,
every
yeah,
single
yeah.
hand. Like if these players are good and I'm not just going to be able to pull that shit and you want to play more of a theoretical range at 20 and have some jams which are all ace nines and stuff like that, ace 8, and it might even mix some ace queen, but for the most part versus weaker opponents, don't give them the opportunity to just wake up and fucking snap you with something, right? Just raise and make them play straightforward. Especially, he's not going to be 3-betting you out the big as a bluff often enough. So you just raise full. He calls and plays poorly post flop. So I don't know. And yeah, you get to go absolutely bonkers. And it actually isn't jamming a lot. And I would say if these guys are really weak, I don't know, man.
I like that adjustment a lot. I think there are plenty of tables we play on, especially on like ACR, where this makes sense because those guys are gonna take their ace 8 offsuit and jam it. But
yes, it's the optics. Like you look at this, I see myself playing on global. I know I can just jam some of this range profitably, but I also know that I could also just raise full because these guys aren't 3-betting quite not nearly enough. So I just raise call to 6, get priced into that. And if this guy or this guy, I'm gonna be priced in with some hands. And if he ever jams on me, I just fold anything but the good stuff. And I never have to just jam and just let him wake up for 22 and snap me. You know, I don't know.
important thing is 65 VPIP, right? Or 63 VPIP.
You're just 60% of hands. Stone money bubble with pocket 8s, and this is hell.
Fold.
Oh, that's just snap folded.
Snap folding. I think this is jacks plus an ace king.
Jacks plus an ace king to a single fucking open.
I don't think we have any
26
flats.
big. Sedhabs, are you built like that? Are you capable of folding this to a single note open? Oh, Sedhabs had to dip. Anybody else?
No.
Nope.
The response is no. I was on mute and I had the phone call.
Nope. So are you bubbling this tournament? Are you jamming, raising, or calling?
Boy, with the 8s you can call.
He's calling.
Call.
Snap call for skate as well. Toe?
Yeah, call.
Yeah, I'm never folding. I'm just flatting.
Alright, well, we'll see. I guess we're deep enough.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we do fold. I don't know. Undisciplined me without knowing this spot would not fold. But
We could fold to a jam.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I-
It is
okay,
folding a
there's some
little
Classic
bit.
fold.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah.
It's 0 EV across the board.
Yeah.
So,
Eh.
and guess what? You guys griefing it with pocket nines, nopers, tens, flatting.
Look at-
I'm
look at
flatting
tens.
tens.
You
Jack's
can't call-
okay.
The other thing is this guy's the hijack's range is super wide, and I got to take that into account. And we can still hurt him with our 26 bigs.
You can hurt him and you can run into the nuts behind.
I would be over flatting here. I think I'd probably mistakenly be flatting ace queen.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't need either. I would flat ace queen off. I'm not doing GG.
I mean,
In live poker,
really
flat,
interesting
flat.
on the bubble. It's this wide.
I mean, even online with 26 bigs, like I could
It's
just,
wide.
I'm
It's only-
cashed. Like I've already made the money. if
But
I
that
was
much,
off the
I mean, just in terms of bubbling, in terms of how much you're jamming, like. all
Yeah,
the suited
technically.
wheels.
I mean, it's a pretty damn strong range and it needs
Yeah.
some bluffs in here.
It does, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. It has to be a piss low for me to use this range. Like, it has to be such a low tournament that I don't care about making the money and I'm kind of going hard. Because naturally you're gonna find a walk-in bubble, a walk-in cash. Live poker,
Also, the
Kings
five big.
plus.
Don't
five
say it.
BBs
Don't say it out
is
loud.
effective.
All right. All right, so you're right. Live poker on the big board. I don't even want to talk about it. Damn, it's showing you this 40 big blinds. You are covered by, damn, this table is actually kind of ruthless. Go ahead, Pucks.
I think this folds. I feel like it's. I wonder if this is a range they're showing us this because we use the suited king X's as bluffs, but I'm gonna still say it's like king 8, suited 9s, suited aces, like ace 9 off, king queen. I don't even know,
Okay.
king queen, ace jack off, or ace 10 off.
You
are
don't
in
even
there.
know about king queen. Whoa.
No, sorry, king queen's in there.
Yeah. You must mean king jack if that's it.
Yeah. King queen. I think it's king queen, ace 10, off. All the suited 9s a plus, suited aces plus.
So what you're saying is, in a sense, is our range doesn't necessarily get to expand as we like on the money bubble. Because we're covered. In an asymmetrical sense here, we're not like crushing it or have a ton of additional fold equity versus this table. And maybe some of the deeper stacks may be incentivized to fuck with us a little bit. So
Mhm.
you're not going to get out of line
Nope.
anymore. They show me the king 5, so it's either the hand or it's a pip, 2 pips or a pip looser. So you got to open king 7 suited, right? Or is he going to give me something 3 pips? I don't know why I'm thinking
Interesting
like
because
that.
the stacks are so honked up that I would actually play kind of closer to a normal range here. I think.
Yep,
Might be
and
right,
that's
yeah,
what-
I'm not sure.
Yep. So it is mixing in king 7, and look at you, king 8 in there. The king jack. Yep.
It does get in there.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you know you can't fold king queen. The
No,
king
I would.
jack
I would.
out of
yeah.
there. I would fold the king jack in a table like
Yeah.
this.
Queen
Maybe
9,
if the
jack
button
9
and big
suited.
Boston. Queen 9, jack 9 suited, Gonzo. 5s are mixing fold. This range is tight as hell, and it's good to see. This is a good exercise. You guys need the optics of how the table, we need that board awareness of the stacks behind us. Are you using offsuit 9s even where we're covered here?
Yeah, I think we can raise offsuit 9s. I think the offsuit 8s are gone, which would be in a normal range. I think we raise offsuit 9s.
What's the worst
Suited.
king offsuit king X? should open.
King 8 off.
If you're live and you got 2 tough opponents here to your left, do you adjust and go much, much tighter on this bubble? Or are you
Yeah,
still
probably.
going?
I think the
Outside.
suited. I think 9s are the default. I think if it's a weak table, you can just stick with the offsuit 8s. I think if it's a tough table, then maybe it goes up to offsuit 10s. You just adjust by a pip.
Well, if the players behind are really tight and really bad behind,
You're gonna open even wider. Yeah.
I mean, I'm opening any suited hand, all offsuit kings,
Yeah.
aces, queen 5.
But I would
plus.
against like 2 tough opponents. I could see folding this on the bubble.
Fair. I think that's fair. I think it's a little tight, but I could see it being fair. This is a snap open.
Yeah.
And offsuit nines are always gonna be your bot.
Big
It will
seven,
mix the eights, like you said. I'm surprised to see ace deuce folding. But a weak table. Yeah, I'm just all these, every suited hand, all offsuit eights and sevens.
I don't know if I've ever in 25 some odd years folded an ace on the button. Trying to think.
I'm
Like
sure.
outside of a satellite or something.
Just not open it, just open folds.
Yeah.
This flat, I think we could have some 3-bet bluffs like
Covered
Ace
out of
deuce.
position.
ace. So I think the raising range, I think, is like aces, kings, ace, king, the value 3-bet range. And then the maybe mixing in like ace deuce, ace three, ace four off, and that's it. And everything else just calls.
What are you doing, pocket queens?
Flat,
What are you doing with jacks?
flat, all of those flat.
Vlad, just raising a super condensed, strong value range.
Yep.
I wonder if ace king flats here as well.
I think it might. I think ace king off might.
Sounds crazy. Yep, there it is,
Even
boys and girls.
king.
Look at this, even king.
It's just, it's
Wait,
interesting,
why?
it's just suited.
Why do we flag
Say
queens?
why?
Because
Because
money
we
bubble.
do not want to get this in on the stone bubble against the one stack that has us covered.
We're
and we have
40
40
bigs.
bigs. Like you're walking across
Mhm.
the finish line here, right?
Okay.
And
And so you
Our
just
bluff-
and all that, but they protects all your flatting, right? You can see
Oh,
flatting so
man.
much.
you have such a strong flatting range now, and you just get people to spew and try to take overdo it in spots.
But if you have
right?
ace
When
king here, for
kings in your
example,
range.
you 3-bet, they 4-bet jam, folding seems awful. Calling, you're always on the bad side of a flip, right? And so,
Okay.
and you're on the stone bubble, right? So ace king kind of sucks that way. Queen, same type of thing. You get it all in. He's mostly gonna have ace king, right? Now you're flipping on the stone bubble.
Yeah,
I
this is a
missed
good one to see. Go
The
ahead.
suited aces, not the offsuit ones, are the bluffs here because we have to be so strong.
Never using them.
Look at all
Flat.
those offsuit ace X folding.
Bucket, flat them. It's just so easy. Like you're in game. How about you
yeah.
save brain power and just flat everything almost like as a simplified strategy? Like, are you really
Yeah.
going to be giving up that much EV? No, I mean, it's actually printing a little bit more like for every one of these. What if you slow played aces? It's the only hand you don't want to, everything else. So in the money bubble, sheer calling range. One more. Don't money
Ooh.
bubble here.
This is fun.
I
I think this is strong enough to jam at 12.
The lessons are just flowing today. I love this. This
This is
is
a
a
fun
good
spot.
day. It is.
I think the suited aces jam. I actually think suited aces, suited broadways, ace 10 off plus, sixes plus, and king queen offsuit.
So
And I
what are
think
you
the
doing
very
with
top
king
of that
nine
range-
suited?
I think this offsuit's 9x. I bet we can raise fold along with like
offsuit?
aces. No, suited.
Oh, I
sorry.
was like, what?
Yeah, like the suit, king nine, queen nine, maybe jack nine, raise fold, aces, kings, raise fold. Yeah.
Molten wants to raise fold this one. Ace six, ace two.
I wonder if
Yeah, that'd be raise
eight,
fold.
eight,
Three
seven,
suited.
six.
I wonder if this one's a raise fold and then which ones I would raise fold this one. If you get, I just feel like from this early, if you fucking open this and anybody decides to 3-bet you, you're doing so incredibly bad. Your range looks strong. Your image is probably good. And you got 10 bigs on a stone. I'm not punting my stack here in mid position with ace nine. I guess I would jam like ace queen off plus, ace jack O plus, and then have this as even a raise fold. Raise folding all my suited weak aces that I don't want to, ace five, ace four, maybe jamming, but man, I'm never like,
Mhm.
yeah, never jamming it. Yeah, this makes sense. I would jam some of these. So,
Yeah, I would jam those too.
but I mean, it makes sense. Just min raise. See,
I
there's a
think
good
that's the
lesson.
difference. I was thinking of the 17-5 ranges we've looked at where you are wider, but now that we're actually on the stone bubble, I see how much it tightens up.
Yeah, and honestly, like in the lower stakes, and sometimes you could just get away with murder and raise some of these.
Mhm.
I think people may overfold the optics of your raising range from this. People probably interpret it as much stronger than it is.
Yeah.
And you can get away with some. I exercise
Let me
using
say that because
these
like I would be
as
min
well.
raise folding all those hands you just hovered over too, right?
Me
there.
too. Like this
Yeah.
this block right here, ace 4 to ace 9.
Yeah.
I think exploitatively at 12 sometimes, like you get a ton of fucking credit and you have a blocker, and sometimes you get flat and it can just bet one versus big blind and make money. So I think sometimes utilizing this range as a min raise as well does okay. I probably fold ace 6 because I hate it, but ace 10 is just I don't want you guys just only having a ripping range off of 12. And then you bubble yourself and you're sad as shit, you know.
And like I said, this looks so strong. You just take the blinds so often.
Why are you doing this to me? All right, plus, why is this here?
I mean, this is a jam. How wide are we though on the bubble?
Yes.
Man, what's the range?
Ace queen off, ace jack suited, and like 10s plus. I think it's tight. That might even be too loose.
Yeah, it might be too tight. I wonder. I don't know. It's interesting.
I have no
like,
idea. I have not looked at these ranges.
a
It's
6 bit.
very
I'm not
interesting.
studying being a 6
This is
big
what range
too
I
much.
actually have no idea.
Ace king.
But this
jack
hand I'm
plus.
getting in. But tens? Are you jamming tens?
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh.
that's
That was pretty close.
on this
You got
thing.
pretty
I had
close.
ace jack suited in there.
So-
You were close, Prince.
You were close as hell.
that.
I was like, is that too tight? I
Ace
mean,
queen
look
O,
at-
pure fold.
I
Pure
mean, with
fold is, you know?
6 big.
Pure fold.
No,
12%.
I guess you fucking just
Wow.
blind into money, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a
Sometimes
free
par is good enough.
All right, Pucks, thank you, man. That was a good amount of hands. Let's give someone else some reps here with ICM. Tim, you want to get back in the ring, sir?
Sure.
Awesome. It's all good, man. What are you doing here?
I think this would be a raise fold for me.
Beautiful. Are you raising all your offsuit ace X in a configuration like this?
Yes, probably. Ace 5 is probably a stronger one. I mean, I know that some, I don't know about on the bubble, but in generally you can use it as a 4-bet bluff, but I wouldn't do it here.
Right, and that's more probably suited, but ace 5 off probably not as
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
this
probably
one.
any
oh,
ace
sorry.
off. Yeah, so it doesn't like the lower ones, but
Yeah, and I think that's only a function of him covering you. And I don't know why I clicked that. I should give you
I
more
agree.
time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Because I would be open to those obviously ace 2L for sure. I would.
Yeah, and we need to be aware, like if you have these spots switched to small blind being in a big blind, you probably open even wider. I didn't mean to click that. Let's do another one. Here we go. Opening range. Still on you, Tim.
okay. Oh boy. So 38. So I don't. This is probably be a raise fold as well, because again, everybody behind you covers you.
Yep.
So that makes it a little bit. I wouldn't want to overcommit because then you're screwed if anybody calls and you're
Right.
behind. Yeah, I think I would just raise fold.
Okay. So if you could kind of explain your opening range here in quadrants. So first off, you can maybe say start with your offsuit aces, and then you start with your baseline. Are you opening offsuit 9s, 10s, and jacks, and then start with your pairs?
Okay.
I think it's
And
good.
I would say, well, let's see. I would obviously open 9s. Probably 9s are better here.
Okay.
At least. That might be even too tight.
Yep.
But then I would also raise probably ace 5 or better.
Okay, I like that.
Off. And then I would probably raise any suited ace. King 9s, king 8 suited or better.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of another good one.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
that's probably where I'd stop.
No, it's cool. And then it's just an exercise so you guys can be in game and fluently start manufacturing your opening ranges and see where you can visualize this shit, right? Like when I'm in a hijack, I'm just like, well, always opening at least the offsuit jacks? Do I get to go down to offsuit tens or nines in this region? And then I start, okay, ace eight's always going to be universal bottom, or ace nine is here. Can I expand that, or do I need to contract it? All the suited aces are in there, or nines are certainly too tight. And then we start suited kings, suited eights and stuff like that, suited nines. So suited nines, some of your suited eights, king five, and then yeah, you need to be fives plus here.
It looks like an easy cheat is that if you have them covered, you get to fuck them up, and if you don't, then it's kind of close to a standard open range, right?
Correct. And then ace eight off, offsuit jack X. Yep, we can get in there with king 10, but yeah, if you're not sure, offsuit jack X. Sixes plus, I'm just reading Malton's ace seven. Yeah, we don't get to go as hard here unless these guys are extremely passive. And that's a good little tell as well. If you have the guys behind you covered, go harder, right? Why is this here? What is this bait? Obviously, you're not in here with this, Tim.
No, it's suited gapper, and this is all assuming we're on the bubble, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, nope.
What are you doing here with
Absolutely
9, 10, and 8, 9 suited? Are you playing those?
9, 10, yeah. 8, 9 would be much more marginal. I think 9, 10, you have some equity if you're called, but let's see. So we've got 22, 32, 38, 6, 52.
Interesting lineup.
I mean, you've got everybody except the big blind covered, but the big blind's gonna most likely call. So yeah, that's a tough one. There's so many people behind you to act, and with you cover them, but I don't know. I like I said, definitely 9, 10. But below that, I don't think so. Not with suited connectors.
Okay, yeah, I just asked about that portion of the range. Ace jack offsuit. Just that specific hand. 3-bet fold or call.
Well, it's probably wrong, but I probably call either that or 3-bet fold.
I kind of like 3-bet fold. And it mixes more call. In this range, woo, 4 or 5 suited in there. Look how much flatting we do. I miss this. And like, I'll miss these. At least
Yeah, I would
this.
not have thought of those at all. Because that seems like, I don't know.
Look at this. Yeah, the 4 or 5 suited flat, man. This shit is nasty. It's 0 EV. It's like, yeah, some of these are 0 EV, but I'll tell you something about these 0 EV. If you never play them, you're never going to crack people or make the hands. I think people play poorly, out of position, and over c-bet. They fold to the probe too much. You don't get, people don't squeeze wide enough behind. So there's a lot of like value in getting in here and mixing it up with these when you think about how our population plays. I mean, they're trolling with that one. I could have just asked you what your getting range is, but that's boring for that. You're never going to have 6 bigs. You're only going to have stacks. And on the stone money bubble here, sir, with ace 8 suited, Tim. Last one.
Ace 8 suited. And you've got, ooh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
So,
I don't like raising because I feel like then you might as well just get it all in anyway. Yeah, I mean, I probably jam. I don't know if that's too aggressive, but that's probably what I would do.
ooh, boss.
I like it.
So if you're jamming this, what's the worst pair? What pairs do you start jamming at?
Probably 7s.
7s plus. And what's the worst offsuit ace X you jam?
Ace 10, probably.
Damn, he is a ball. How about suited suited jacks? Are you like, or suited 10s? Are you jamming jack 10, queen 10, king jack, queen jack? What are you doing with those
I don't
kind of
think
combos?
so.
Just calling those or
Yeah.
folding? Calling.
Yeah.
So what do you think here? Are you jamming this?
No. I think it's just probably a flat, but might even be a fold. But I'm jamming it super. Like I think jamming a suited paint is again the thing here.
Yeah.
As far as pairs though, like I am flatting so many pairs. Maybe
And the
10
thing-
plus.
Yeah, and guys, do you think you're like in the population? Do you think your population is, this looks pretty reasonable for people should be opening this. Like, how are you missing too much of this? People generally don't open some of this. Maybe people get a little shook with that. Everybody's opening here. People probably even mixing in some of these. Maybe some of these suited nines mix, but this range looks pretty pure. And versus that range on a money bubble, I would fold, but let's see. I would fold this, but yeah. Just jamming these as bluffs and then the goods. All this sliding shit toe, you can't do it.
Nope.
I can't. Tens, look at
all those
tens.
suited paint.
GG, you just fold tens and never tell a soul. You guys don't have to play on stream like I do. You're allowed to make these nitty ass folds and never tell a soul.
How does this make you feel about your tens fold in the Millie Maker?
Really good.
Looks pretty good.
Open folding tens. Bye-bye. Yeah. No, there was actually an open, yeah, just easy fold.
It's huge that you played that. I will say that ace five, ace four. It's hard to make a move out of position, but it's all in. It doesn't change anything.
Nope. These are the bluffs and ace jack suited plus, man.
Fuck, I found this this range tied against the loose range that we saw before.
It's tough, man.
Who's
What if
really
ace
jamming
goes-
ace four, ace five suited in game?
Me. I tried
Here.
it. I'll try it and run smooth into fucking queens and just lose, but it's fine.
Okay.
What? Why are you what? Tim, are you ever doing something here versus this?
No.
What are you doing with king 10 suited versus this? That's a
the
legitimate
gun?
question.
A king 10 off or king 10 suited?
Oh, off your snap folding. What are you doing with king 10 suited here?
Jesus, I just feel like if you get called, then somebody else 3-bets behind, you're screwed. You just wasted blinds. Yeah, I don't know. I think that, yeah, I mean, I would
In
say
the game-
3-bet if you weren't in middle position, but you are. So that I don't like it. I think I
So you
probably
gonna
just
fold?
fold it. Yeah,
Folding king 10 suited.
I know, nitty as hell,
It's-
but
I mean, I asked you that because it seems like a very, very, very gross spot. It feels like hell to be put in
Suited
spot.
tough as hell.
It's I don't know what to exactly do. I'm not gonna say certain opponent types, certain structures, certain tournaments. I wouldn't hate a fold. If you are uncertain how to play a hand and you feel like you're gonna make a mistake with it, and it's not the Pico top fold, there's no shame.
I'd probably
Yeah,
put
it's
king 10
nitty.
suited.
You're gonna lose more money trying some shit in a node you don't know what you're doing with a hand that's kind of mid than you are just folding it. I'm not saying I'm gonna fold the king 10 because I would be confident in trying to play the hand, but I'm not sure. Pure call. It's actually just printing. Look, how much is that printing? Enough where if you wanted to edge pass it, I think it would be okay. I mean, it's safe to say like some of these guys aren't even opening this wide. Off at 16 on a stone money bubble.
Those nasty suited ace bluffs.
Oh, with
Ace two to
from
ace
us?
nine.
King
Never.
5, king 3 suited. That's why the king 6 was in there.
Can I do this in game? King five, king three?
You can try. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I would say you have enough 3-bet bluffs there, Ashes. And it's okay to pass on them.
Ace jack, king queen. Yeah, I mean ace 9, ace 8. These are really good, but man. And then look at our size as well. I hear Tim. It's 2.25x. So you would go like 4.5 versus that. They go 2, you go 4.5. And if that doesn't look strong enough, you got to run.
yeah.
What
Run
about
versus the
image?
4-bet.
Image and live poker? Is that like kind of important, right? So for
Hell
you
yeah,
to
it's
structure your
important.
bluffs. Okay.
Yeah, your image is your read on the guy. If I have a read that the guy is, I mean, dudes will sit there and fold for an hour straight, get down to 20 bigs, and then open men. I'm fold, you know what I'm saying? None of this exists. None of
Yep.
these little 3-bets. I would fold every single one of them. Flatting jacks, flatting queens, like, I don't know.
That makes sense, yeah.
Let's go one more person for bubble play, and then I'll probably need to call it. Who have I not called on? Molten Ashes and Skate. I haven't called on both of you guys, so I'll both give you guys some run. Ashes, you want to get in here?
That's all right. That's all right.
All right, let's do it, champ.
Okay. So I know I have to be tighter here. This guy covers us and it could just put us in hell later spots. This might actually be really tight, but I'm leaning folding here. For
Folding the
7-3 suited.
hands. I kind of
Yeah.
hate people. Yeah, I don't know. I'm too alpha to try to fold this. What's wrong with me? I would play this every time. It feels like it's really bad with this one, like 7 deuce and 7-3 and 8-3 and all that to an open. Do we get to fold? And we're covered? Yeah, we probably fold. You're probably right, Molten. But I'm on team Step Abs. Call and make their lives hell. Good fold. This is the only little region I'd know it and still willingly make a mistake. Hard stuff.
Look at Rip Doyle.
Look at these rips, though.
Rip Doyle.
Ripping king it off 50% of the time.
Dude, if
And
I
then
ripped
just-
ace jack here on the stone money bubble and got snapped off, I would feel so disgusted. How much EV is the call? Oh my God, it's significant. How about this? Raising, calling is better than raising is better than all in, and all in is the best. But calling is better than raising, not getting it in. Okay. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Is it nights? Is it lights out?
Oh my god, what the hell do we do here? What the fuck? All of these options seem bad.
It's a zero. It probably zero EV. Set abs is punting it. GG for set abs.
Oh god.
Everybody's folding. Danny's out of there. Pucks is out
Can
of
we-
there.
Can
Fold,
we
fold,
actually
fold.
Go ahead.
Can we fold this? My first instinct was to fold.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll fold this.
What would you in
Look.
real life? Is it a difficult decision on a stone money bubble for you in real life?
Honestly, yes, but not because I'm jamming. I'd probably flick it in, hoping to hit it way too much here.
Oh fuck
yeah,
no, I
on-
would just be making money
Yeah.
every time. This would be not even a question for me. I would tank all the way down, make sure we're hand for hand. If we're not hand for hand, the time bank's coming out, and I'm gonna get to the button with what is that 5.5 bigs in another orbit and making money. Ain't no way ain't no fucking way. I don't care what the solver tells me to do here.
In
We're
fact,
one off.
I will
okay.
check the list and I'll see what position I am at this point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
If I'm 31, it's a push. If I'm 30, it's a push. But if I'm below that, I fold.
But that shouldn't even, you know what happens at apps? Guys are terrible at ICM, right? Or money bubbles, and somebody's going to punt. So I'm just making money here so often. I'm not even
I-
close
They
to putting my
always
money in
punt
here.
so hard.
Somebody's going
Yeah,
to, I'm going to cash this right now.
Yeah, there's no need to. There's no need
I
to
don't-
flick it in. Hope to hit a set. Yeah, but call.
Call, not go all in, call.
Yeah, no, I was
Need to get the
saying
freehand.
I was between calling and calling.
Oh, yeah. Some people were
Flipping
saying
one
all
in.
in. Yep. My bad.
Yeah, I was
bad.
Look at all those
No.
calls.
Still in there flicking it, man. Still trying to see a flop, realize equity, and run it. These hands
I
have
like
too
this
much
hand.
equity. God, these have a lot of fucking equity. Okay, I can't be folding. How about? Really?
Yeah, never put calling king it off. Never.
Oh, I'm
calling.
out of there. I'm looking at this
Yeah.
like, oh, I'd fold it. Offsuit nines make sense. I mean, this has a lot of equity. It's more,
It-
oh no, there we go.
It's no NT tournament. You have more full because of this.
Yeah, because, I mean, on the money bubble, the stone money bubble. All right, Molten.
Okay. We're talking about punting here. We're all covered by big blind, but big blind can't really call much as well. I'm leaning jam here. I'm leaning
Punt.
jam here.
Night, night.
Is it?
Yep. I'm but I mean, just call. No jam, just 3 bets, I think, maybe, but like, what's the value of 3-bet bluffing this when you get this deep? Like, there's just like, you've worked this hard, we're down to 30 players, he opens from under the fucking gun on a stone
I guess
money
it
bubble.
was. I guess it was just for pressure. You know.
I would say that you
yeah.
can 3-bet with the same pressure and not put your tournament risk.
Yeah, if you want to
That's
apply that much, and then you get, and it looks, because you
Okay.
would never jam pocket aces or kings,
No.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, so you
Because
gotta
they-
like, when we get deep in these tournaments, guys, we have to just be constantly giving off the impression that we're at the top of our range and not auto coolering yourself in the fuck. You jam here, you're just snapped and drawing dead on a stone money bubble with, and then you leave yourself 8 bigs in the tournament you could have won.
That's true. That's true.
You just win this tournament because everybody stinks. But we're deciding to put all of our chips in the middle in this spot. Like, no.
Yeah, it's just 3-bet for this. I don't know.
Or just call. Or just like I wonder if it's mixing between these two. Jamming and being covered here. How many times you play so many tournaments, man? You know damn well sometimes they just wake up with kings here. Right?
Yeah.
Kings.
Yeah.
It feels horrible. You see me do it on stream a million times, man. It happens. Even folding.
I mean, you saw it in here, right? Like bunch of people were jamming.
Yeah, like you just
Yeah.
no, never jams. Ace king, obviously, this is an easy ass jam. I would never jam this ace 5.
Look at queens.
I like the fold raise. I'm on board
Look
with
at
that. Yeah.
jacks.
I would have to, for me to jam this ace 5, it would have to be one of the toughest tables of all time where I can't get anything going, and I'm not good. I'm not the best player at the table. I would have to be like the 4th best player at the table to be taking this ace 5 jam. Or something.
I see.
Yeah.
Just 3-bet. Just 3-bet.
You're still talking about 3-betting. You can fold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I hate folding. I should
But
fold.
guys, but I mean, yeah, but people aren't even this loose. People are tight as hell, man. They always have it. You know this. The Eagle Claw. Why are you showing
Fold
me the
this.
Eagle Claw? All right, what are you doing
Yeah,
with
no.
7-6 suited? Be honest, are you playing your suited connectors? 4-5, 5-6, 7-8.
Okay. 5-4, I'm folding.
Keeping it
I think
real.
7-6.
Would you
suited.
call it fold?
Honestly, it's probably 7-6. I'm calling.
So you're calling 7-6 plus
7-6, 6,
7,
8,
8,
7.
8, 9. Yeah, all those.
Yeah. When I cover the opponent, yes. When I cover the opponent specifically.
How about these are good exercises because like we need to be thinking in concepts of how we approach our range and all these
Actually, no, I probably
strategies.
would also call 5-4 suited because we can stack opponents on like ace 2-3.
Yeah, you're in there
stuff
with
like
some of your suited 2-gappers. I imagine 10-8s, some of the 10-8s calling as well, maybe. I wonder if that really influences on the money bubble. We get to play a reasonable range here. Why am I hitting flat? Like, look at this. Suited 2-gappers, missing the fuck out of these. 5-3
I'm missing the
suited.
2-gappers. I'm missing the 2-gappers though.
How many people have called 5-3 suited on a money bubble from the small blind to an EP open? Nobody in here.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Set out.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I know you have. Ace
I
10
said
off.
some one gappers, not, I wouldn't have gone that low, but I
Yeah.
had some of the one gappers in there, 7, 5, 8, 6.
Yeah, I'm getting better at these.
Because we cover, that's why. Because we cover him.
Yep.
We get to put a ton of pressure on him post flop, even out of position.
But it's also like, if the guy's not great and you're equal, it's just being like more observant of all these situations where we get to play hands when we're deep enough. When we have people covered, V-pipping more. People don't play at the correct frequencies. They don't work as hard as you guys are working right now. Holy shit.
What you said is so true.
Fold.
Nobody's working as
Fold.
hard as you guys. Fold? You know it
Yeah,
ain't that
it's-
easy.
Okay, so we're gonna have, I'm actually. I like having a big flight in range here and really only jamming ace king.
So yeah, what does it begin? So this is the bottom.
So it's
Or is it-
the, no, this, I'm
Oh, you
pulling
said-
this. Bottom,
okay, fold.
bottom is maybe eights plus. Actually, no. Sevens plus, sevens plus, seven
Okay.
plus. Jam ace king, jam jacks and queens. And then flat aces and kings.
Jam or min raise to 12.
Oh, I
Or
didn't
make
even
it
consider
12.
min raise. I didn't even consider min
Mm.
raise. Didn't even consider min raise.
We're gonna fold this. I know
Min
you
raise.
know you're gonna fold this, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I guess it's a pure flat range.
no need to, because your range is so protected. And he's got to play out of position, so you don't have to worry about him flatting. You got all the strongest hands here as well. So yeah, we don't even need to raise, which is pretty comforting to know, right?
That magic
Right.
6 blinds.
Six
Yeah.
blinds cut off. Yep. So had it figured out. Let's do one more, and then we're gonna give Skate a
Alright.
quick run, and then we're gonna take a
Yeah.
break. All right, take a break. I gotta end it. What am I saying?
Yeah, I'm opening this.
Snap open. Offsuit aces. Which one? Where do we start there?
All of them.
All of them. Okay. What percentage of the range of you open? I'm not gonna ask specifics. Just a numeric number. Like what percentage? Of the range?
50. 50.
50. 50%. Damn, Danny's at 70. Kind of like that number. It's kind of sexy. It's probably like 60-ish, right? 66% of the range. 50. It's hard to see that. God, that's a lot. That's a big ass number. And this is something that if you're not paying attention, if you're 10 tabling, this is why it's so important to pay attention to the macro of these tournaments and the different inflection points and adjusting your ranges when you have people cover. We can't just be statically saying, well, it's ace 9 off plus, ace 8 off plus, and then like king 8. No, you got to be able to adjust and make the most in these spots when we have chips. Hell, if you can get out of line and even squeeze in a few more opens, if people aren't going to fight back. So I love it. Let me see. Cool. Skate, you want to give us a quick 5-piece and send us off?
Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah, let's do it. Good job, Ashes. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Also, it was nice meeting you in Vegas as well, man. When have you ever had 80 bigs on a money bubble and then been, man, what a life. All right, what are you doing to this, Jim? We had him covered 2-1, Skate.
Hey, let me stretch real quick. Okay, all right. Let me. I'm just calling here. I think. Ace 9 suited. This is the money bubble. Yeah.
3-bet for me. 3-betting a lot. I'm just 3-betting a lot. Starting at suited 9s, maybe even mixing in some suited 8s. Block the bottom of his opening. I'm a
White.
magician.
White. he's like opening kind of wide and we cover him so we could fuck him up.
Yep. Yeah, this is, I
Okay.
mean, using this
Okay.
offsuit nines, you can fold out offsuit Jack X and 10X, or it's folding out 10X, King 10, Queen Jack off and stuff like that. I'm just wrong. I would raise. You're calling though. It's a pure call. I bucks the bottom of his opening range peanut breath.
Hey,
And we need to have, because
I got it right. I got it right.
damn, his range is tight as fuck in this spot.
He's
He's not
covered.
even opening King Jack or Queen Jack off.
He's double covered.
And he's only starting up here in aces. Wow.
But look,
This
you
is
guys are
good
right.
ass range.
A6.
He has like an E.
I mean, you were
EV
one pip
opening
off.
range. Yeah.
You have one pip off and this hijacks a nit, so it's good.
No, like I know you're going to be using King 9, some of these suited nines, but how much EV is this losing? Nope, nothing. Yeah, you can
Okay.
still, yeah. But look at this range. A lot of 3-betting. I probably misplay this and play Queen Jack off.
Yeah, I'm way too nitty in these spots over here. But yeah, like a lot, we could do a lot of flatting in the small blinds and MTTs, I guess.
Yeah, you can mix it up. You need to be structuring your range in those spots, but yep. What are you doing here? And what size if you do 3-bet?
Okay, well, first of all, I am not 3-betting, and I am it's kind of weird. I think I'm mostly folding, sorry.
Mostly folding. I'm never folding. No, it's probably mixing fold a little bit. Actually, it's 50-50 between
No?
fold and 3-bet and never flatting. That's my
Yeah,
guess.
I was just trying to think like if
And what
folded.
size? Would you? Oh, you said fold. 0.
Yeah, I don't think I'm like why would I 3-bet? Like we're up against the EP, right?
Yeah, because you block the top of his range, you can get him to fold some shit.
I don't know. I would like rather suited cards. Just
These
call, right?
ranges just shift. It actually never folds. How much EV? It's the same EV between 3-betting, but just never does it. It does everything around this. It's the magical. You don't make anything better fold.
Yeah, I should have said
Right.
call, but yeah, I was thinking between call and folding is what I was thinking. But
And you guys 3-betting to 6. The size is correct. 6 is good. Let this stack that 3x. Look at this. King 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ace 2, 3, 4, ace 2, 3, 6, 7, 3-betting. Same with these will aces. This is really good stuff. In game, I think this stuff is going to be reasonable as well, depending on your opponent. At 40 big blinds, guys like to mix it up enough, so I like these 3-bets a lot.
or like if he's opening wide enough, you could incorporate those
Oh
King
yeah,
X, XX.
yeah. Well, you're in a stone money bubble skate.
I see oh, okay. 6 big blinds, fold.
The word, are you getting it in with? What's the worst hand you get it in with?
As far as like any hand, like any
Pair.
tens plus, maybe even jacks.
10s plus.
I think
Holding this.
no,
8 plus for molten full.
maybe even nines. I'm not sure. Maybe tens plus. I'm not sure.
God, everybody's folding this. Calls the min raise.
What?
Whoa,
What's-
Danny with the buzzer beater.
Wow.
Too good. Jamming it is the same EV as well. It's probably, I mean, the bot. Mixing in like a little bit of jam. 8 plus. Who said it's Molten said 8 plus? Good shit. 2 more.
Okay.
Mamma mia. It's always so tough when they open an EP in these spots. Fold, call, 3-bet or what?
Yeah, we could mix in fold and sorry, I'm thinking about last hand. Last hand was ace 9 suited. We could raise, mix in some raising here and then some folding.
No folding, all
Pure,
raising.
pure raise. I mean, pure raise.
Yep, set
Yeah.
habs. This is not one of the ace X you ever want to call. It plays like dog shit. Post flop. Ace 6, ace 7 suited. Ace deuce suited. Meh.
Wow.
Big meh. Ace jack suited makes a lot of sense, right? It plays super well, and you just keep in worse ace X, and you don't fold. You can't ever fold out a better hand. All right, last one, sir. Send us home. Raise, call, all in, or what? You ain't allowed to fold.
Yeah, just call, pure call.
Pure call. Holy smokes.
Well, no. Well, I don't know. We're up against the button. Can we jam here? I mean, I'm not sure. Can we jam here in the money?
You can do whatever you want.
I need a phone a friend. Yeah, fuck it. I mean, yeah, fuck it. We can mix some jamming, some calling, but mostly calling, I guess.
No jams. You're gonna
No jams.
no need. I think we raise, right? Maybe it would jam because we have them covered, but I would never jam for 40 and just give.
Yeah,
I just think we have to stop giving people an opportunity to play just perfectly and wake up. But it's only one guy. Maybe it does. But if we raise half his stack, I'm just running it. And I'm not using 6 setups. It needs to be bigger. We're out of position. It needs to be bigger.
Yeah, with the big blind, we're out of position, and big blind is
It
kind of
actually goes smaller. Run a money bubble. I'm an idiot.
But can we raise fold like tens with the button having 16 if he pops it? Like we can raise fold.
Hell no, you're not folding
No.
10s. Just not calling 10s.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But you
fact,
raise fold this stuff, and I was dead wrong. You are going fucking tiny.
In fact, I would have a shove on him if he raised my 6 PB.
Yeah. Yeah. And the size is just going 2.5. I think 3 is just going to be better for a small size than 2.5, especially with some portions of this range. If we do 4 bets to 12.5, do we just, you're never folding. Oh, the big blind does. Oh, you just fold. If the big blind cold does anything, I'm gone without the Pico top of my range. If you think about the way real people play, you think people have on stone money bubbles. You 3-bet, cold 4-bet, get nasties with portions of your range you're doing good against. Nope. Just fold. You'd be doing
you're right.
At best flipping, if not dead. Just cut off.
Never jamming.
No jam.
What does that mean with like the partial, like the 8s there? It has some green, partial raise and partial call. Like, what does that mean? How do you adjust to that?
It means exactly what it means. The EV between calling and raising is going to be the same. It probably prefers raising, but if you call, it's fine. That's all it means.
I see. So if the EV is a little bit more like, or much more for the raise, then you want to pick that. I mean, right? Obviously.
Yeah, but you can't. But at the same time, we can't. You can look at the EV for whatever, but it's in game. It's all going to be fucking different because these people have different ranges. So it's up to you. This is your baseline, and it's up to you to determine if it's going to be best for some of this partial frequency stuff to raise or call.
Yeah.
Or if the range is
baseline,
super
not a roadmap.
Yeah, like we're just working on fundamentals here. These partial you could see this stuff. It could be just total dog shit versus people that are opening too tight.
Yeah, but this guy's raising every single button, then it's just 3-betting.
Yeah, and if he's raising literally every single button, this partial frequency just becomes full frequency.
But also at the same time, regardless of what the player is doing, let's say he's random, still calling is going to be a mistake.
Yes.
Per the GTO here. Okay.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. It's just never. It's going to be function much better.
It's never a
out of position. You're going to face too many terrible boards out of position, and you're going to go multi-way. It sounds like all the bad things in life. Like you definitely just want to raise. But with that being said,
thank you.
I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Hopefully it was a good first session back. Like I said, I think the direction of the group is going to change slightly as we become better players, as I learn more. I'll try to give more back to the group and adjust things to make us all better, right? So I do think next week we're going to pivot a little bit towards hand history reviews. I may reach out to some individuals and get some student hand histories. If anyone who showed up the first week has a deep run in a tournament, has a specific situation that they want to filter and look at, feel free to drop me those suggestions. I'll also be thinking of a game plan for next week. So next week, we're going to get into some real life hand history reviews, see what adjustments we can make. And we'll also have the trainers on side to run some spots. But did anyone have any questions, final thoughts or anything like that before we head out of here?
This ICM stuff is great. Like these new bubbles ranges, like
It's really
super,
good.
super helpful. So
Yeah,
I
it really is.
definitely keep doing this. Although I like the hand history idea. I think that's good too.
Yep. And then,
Yeah.
we can get down to more of the inflection points that really matter and not spend so much time looking at the early stuff. People are going to be fucking limping in. People are going to be 3Xing when they should only have a small size. And we got to get used to looking at these things and making sound adjustments in games over, like, if we should be opening more. So I would just want to take a look at all that. And we'll also stick with the icing stuff as well, Pucks, because I think it's really good. Did anyone have anything else? Final words or anything?
Good to have you
No,
back.
Go ahead, Setups.
Oh, just good to have you back, managing the group.
Yeah, the groups are back. We're coming back fired up, super motivated, man. And it was triple XP for 2 weeks. It was triple XP weekends. So I was stacking XP, getting better myself, had a great trip, profitable as hell. So yeah, it was good. I am streaming tonight, Pucks. I'm back on the stream. Unless I get lazy. I was supposed to stream yesterday, I just didn't feel like it. But I'm gonna try to stream tonight. ICM stuff would be great to become an expert on this, move on. I know I need to and I want to look at explore some post-flop ICM stuff. It's just really tough, right, in those spots. So we'll try. Did you have something you wanted to say as well on the way out, my friend?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, like, I learned a lot here. I like these ICM spots, hopefully we keep doing these and, kind of, try to master them.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're just going to be trying to improve all around, fundamentally simplify our strategies and get better, man. That's it. I'm not going to be getting into minutia of blockers and little shit like that. We're just going to strong foundations in this group. That's it. But yeah, that's it. I will see you guys Saturday for the study stream. Cash Game Study Group is back. So I'm back to running that next Tuesday. Hey, I know I'm excited. It's been I didn't even play out there. It's embarrassing to say.
Yeah.
I just play I played so much tournaments, man. I play like 60 hours of tournaments. So
I'm trying to win the $100 prop bet. I'm trying to win a tournament, so I'm trying to be here every week to
nice.
like step aside from cash and yeah.
Nice. Yeah, good, Molten. That's good. Cash Scoop. So yeah, we'll be back with Cash, and then next week I'll reach out to you guys for the hand histories. But all right, guys, I'm out of here. Take care, and I'll be on the stream tonight as well, playing myself. So I'll catch you guys there. Peace out.
Yep.
GG.
GG.